you make sure that you tell them. And then I also would like to read this excerpt from the Michigan election law. Because I hear a lot of people talking about recalls here. That's fine. It's your right to do so, but when you do so, don't lie. Because according to Michigan Election Law, Act 116 of 1954, 168.932, any person who violates one or more of the following subdivisions is guilty of a felony. Okay? And so that the person should not attempt by means of bribery, menace, or other corrupt means, using device to influence an elector to give him his or her vote, or to deter an election, or to interrupt an elector from getting his vote. So let's keep that in mind as you go and solicit the signatures. Thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I do want to thank the Southside City of Hope for coming in tonight. I did enjoy your presentation in my ward the other day, so thank you so very much on Martin Luther King Day for taking the time to give that presentation. As I discussed with you, I definitely want to just hear a little bit more about what you got going on. Thank you for your presentation for the community. And I know you all do have plans to go over to that school board meeting, and like I told you the other day, I can't wait to meet with you to hear more about what you're saying. So thank you for coming in and sharing with the council this evening, because I know it's important for us all to hear what you're doing. So thank you so much. I do want to address the maligning of Doug Matthews' character. It's not okay to take someone who has lived their life fighting for the rights of everyone, and actually specifically for Black people and those who are not treated properly, to then, because you don't agree with him or he doesn't agree with you, or because as a citizen he asked for everyone to have respect. I think the issue becomes, it's so easy now when we want to talk about weaponizing. There are racist things that happen in this country all the time, where people lose their lives, where people lose liberty, where people lose everything. And so what we don't want to do is start calling people who are allies racist simply because they do not agree with us. We do not want to weaponize the term racism so that we become the people who cry wolf. And when it really does happen, now we're in trouble because you said it so much no one comes to your aid because they're afraid that if they don't agree with you, you will turn on them and call them racist. We cannot keep doing that. That has to stop. It has to stop. Miss Liz, please. Thank you.
I will take my time. In regards to the garbage collection, there's only a few holidays that garbage will not run, and that would be New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Every other holiday in the calendar is not observed by our garbage collection service, nor are they recognized by my employer. So yes, I worked on Monday. Also, I want to go back here. I'm totally in favor of vocational education. I've always felt it was inappropriate for everybody to be pushing college down everybody's throat. You know, you can't find plumbers, you can't find electricians, you can't find all these people that need specialized education. You don't need to go to college for those. So I'm in support of those vocational educational programs, and I do hope that you are able to purchase the school from the city. From the Board of Ed. In regards to the parking meters, I believe that they are free after 4:30, but we will get that information to you. Home repair, we have mentioned several times during council meetings that if you owe water on your water bill, if you owe owe property taxes, apply for aid, apply for help. This is where you go. Go to the RAP program. They're here every Thursday downstairs. I believe they still are. And get help. But because those monies that you owe to the city will not be given to you for home repair. And I believe that is it. Thank you very much.
Resolution 240002, second supplemental care non-with water authority financing contract.
Mr. Murphy, can we please do, I haven't expected, I have that one thing that we will address. Okay. Resolution 230477, council members, is not listed on the agenda, but it is in the packet. It was missed, and that's the resolution to Weinstein Electric Company for parks, electrical upgrades in 6 city parks. And that is, in our packet. I don't have the page number.
Request for information.
Yes.
What was that number again?
230477, and that should be part of the consent agenda. 230477. That is what Ms. Donahue and I were speaking about.
We have one.
Yes,
Do
please.
we need to, Ms. Doctor, when she has a copy of that?
It's in our packet.
It's just in our
It's
packet.
just not listed on the agenda. Okay, it's still part of the agenda, it's just not listed. So, but now I will entertain a motion to approve to send the consent agenda to council.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr.
I
Murphy.
move to consent agenda resolution 240002, second supplemental care county water authority financing contract. Resolution 240003, the fiscal 2024 second quarter budget amendment. Resolution 230445, ARPA funds increase school assets, Flint Fresh Mobile Market. Resolution 230462, ARPA funds for small business grants and local initiatives support corporation. Resolution 230463, Ernst & Young management of ARPA funds. Resolution 230470, ARPA funds allocation for the North Flint Reinvestment Corporation. Resolution 230478, Berkeley Chevrolet replacement vehicles. Resolution 23477, electrical resolution that did not appear on the agenda, but is in our package. Resolution 230479, the contract for Eastern Asphalt resurfacing of city parking lots. Resolution 230480, contract Nationwide Construction Group installation of ballers in city parks. Resolution 240000, assistance for city of Flint residents foreclosures and possible evictions. Resolution 240004, Ace Saginaw Paving Company paving of roads. Resolution 240005, J&E Tree Service additional tree removals and trimming. Resolution 240006, JB Tree and Yard Services additional tree removals and trimming. Resolution 240007, block safety, public safety surveillance cameras. Resolution 240008, Rawhorn electrical intersection upgrades, emergency knockdowns. Last one is resolution 240009, Weinstein electrical additional electrical service with any separation.
Point of information. Does the speaker know that 230477 should be included in?
He did.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Are there any separations?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to separate resolution 230445, 230462.
Just a second.
Could you slow down?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yep, so 230445, 230462, 230445. The first, page 3. On page 4, 230462, 463, 230470, and that will be,
Are there any other separations?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Murphy.
I would like to separate 2400000 assistance for City of Flint residents 4,000 possible evictions.
Do you have any others?
Hold on, yeah, 240002, second supplement Paragon Water Authority
Oh, no, we didn't, sorry.
Financing Council.
Any other separations?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Shasta.
I'd like to separate 240007.
and, Madam Chair, yeah, when she's finished.
Is there anything else, Mr. Shasta? Ms. Burns, did you have anything for it? Okay.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And then, I also would like to separate 230479 and 230480.
Okay, so this is the consent agenda, 240, I'm gonna separate 240003. I missed that one. Okay, 003. It's on page 3. So the consent agenda consists of 230478, 240004, 240005, 240006, 240008, and 240009. Madam Clerk, roll call. Yes, 230477, thank you. Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley. Yes. Ms. Brown. Yes. Ms. Shaq.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. Our first separation is 240002. Entertain a motion.
Yes, I move, 240002, the second supplemental Paragon Water Authority financing contract to council.
Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly seconded to send resolution 240002 to council. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
This, spreadsheet,
Cornbread.
Who
Corn
Burns.
broke. Corn broke. Oh,
What she say, girl?
she said ghetto again.
That's what I said, that's true, that's what I said. That is what I said, you're right.
Please watch how you address it, Judy. I don't get for
Go
nobody.
ahead, Miss. Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss.
They breaking rules.
All right,
Baby.
budget that I'm looking at now, dealing with the Paragon, I just got it. I have not been able to go thoroughly go through it. Is there anyone here tonight that can speak on the Paragon Water Authority financing contract?
Oh, yeah.
Could you approach? Could you explain to me what I am looking at through you to Could you give your name and what you represent and all of that?
Good evening, my name is John O'Brien. I'm the Deputy CEO for Paragon Water Authority. And tonight with me I have Dan Potter, which is his Senior Drain Commissioner for Genesee County, and Steve Frank, bond counsel for Paragon, representing. So tonight, what we have is 10 years ago, we sold a 30-year note. Paragon sold a 30-year note for borrowing for the construction of the water pipeline. After 10 years, you're allowed to refinance your loan. So basically, we borrowed the money 10 years ago. 10 years has expired. We've got 20 years left on the note, and we are looking at refinancing it. Currently, we have approximately $187 million in debt that's still on the loan. And basically what we provided you today is if we were able to refinance today, based on today's market, we could save approximately 20 to 23 million over the next 20 years. So it's approximately a 15% savings. So basically what you're doing, Paragon has already requested authorization to refi. Genesee County has approved that refi, and we're at the next step is getting the city of Flint's authorization to refi. All this does is begin the process of putting together the financial package and putting it out for bid for reborrowing the money. So it's kind of like you're not taking out a second loan, you're just refinancing your original loan.
So will we if we refinance it for 20 years or we refinance it for 30 years? Because if you refinance, you could either refinance for 20 years or 30 years. Would that lower the payment amount that the city of Flint has to contribute?
So, as part of the agreement, we can only refi over the same term. So if we've got 20 years left, we can only refi for 20 years, and we have to refinance under even payment. So it's not like I pay a lot up front or pay a lot on the back. It still has to be a smooth level pay, and I can't change the terms. So as example, if we don't do this refi until halfway through the year, then I can only refi for the existing term. So it could only be 19 and a half years if it takes long. So basically, we can't change the length of the term, and we can't change the payment plan. It still has to be a smooth payment over the 20-year period.
So what you guys did was found a way to save us $23 million, is what you're saying?
For the total, yeah.
Projected.
Yeah.
23 million.
Yeah.
So that will, the sooner the better that we can get that paid off.
Yeah. So thinking of it, it'd be approximately $1 million a year savings over that remaining 20 years.
The payment that you guys are paying now towards this, what is it on a monthly basis? Y'all pay monthly, quarterly, or yearly?
Yeah, we basically with these types of loans, you pay principal and interest. You pay principal one time a year and interest every 6 months. So right now,
Well, this is my other question to that topic is, if you refinance this and get approved, will it bring down the monthly payment that you guys are paying now?
well, we don't pay a monthly payment, we pay a principal interest in one month, 6 months later, we pay principal and interest. So it's two payments a
Not pay
year.
twice a year.
Yeah, so right now, Carignan is paying $15.2 million a year over the next 20 years, and this would give us a reduction.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Yeah, he proceed on my time.
go ahead. Go ahead. We're just pushing it down the line.
Yeah, so overall, it's anticipated to be a savings of 20 to 23 million over the next 20 years. So again, it's spread out evenly.
Okay.
Any other?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd actually like to make a motion to send this to special affairs so that we can have more time to look at this and then they can come back and answer questions in case any of our colleagues that are missing have questions.
There's a motion on the floor to send this. Sorry. There's a motion on the floor to send this to special affairs. Is there support?
Support.
Okay. One round, 3 minutes. Anyone would like to speak on this motion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Again, I can just restate the reasoning, make it really briefly. I think that, rather than us make some sort of decision to send this to council tonight, we might need to take a look at this a little bit more in depth, because I see my colleague has a lot of questions, and some of them, we would probably benefit more from talking to you about the financial scope of this. And so I just want to make sure also the colleagues that are not here have an opportunity to lay their eyes on this. And in case they have any questions, we can certainly invite them back to speak on this in special affairs so that we can address this again.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address this issue?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Do you guys, have a card that you can give all of us for the email contact, just in case we have some questions for you, or my colleague that's not here, we can put it in a box. And if we have questions, we can, email them to you to have ready for special affairs. I think that would be fair.
I could do that, but I do believe your financial administration and attorney's office have been involved in the development of this process. I prefer you to get their answers because I may be biased.
Well, thank you, that'll be fine. Through you to the finance director, could you approach the podium? Is it a copy of this agreement or this made available to the public?
We can't do that, yes, sir.
Say that again.
Yes, we can do that.
I would like to make sure that the public get to be able to see this, or you guys, can y'all make a copy of this and put it in the back so the public can also have a copy of this financial plan, just in case they got some questions that they want to come back Monday and ask for special affairs. And also, can you give us your email address so that we can contact you or any of our colleagues that's not here, or those that's here, or the public may want to contact you. Can you give your email?
Sure, it's PMOOP, as in thought, PMOORE at cityoflint.com.
Okay. So what we'll do, in all due respect of the biased young man that just got done speaking, if we have any questions or concerns dealing with this right here, $23 million is a lot of savings for the whole Genesee County. I really wasn't in agreement with the whole, to be honest, with the KWA versus Greenwood. I think it was some BS. But we here, so now that we in this doodle, we just gotta figure out how we go, get ourselves up out of it. And $23 million is a good savings. So I might be biased with y'all to support it just for the $23 million. I wish we could get out of the contract.
That's right.
But either here or there, I'll be emailing you when I get the questions. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? I do have a point. I'm going to vote to send it to Special Affairs, and that's because without a discussion there, we will not have the votes at council to pass it. And it will be bouncing back and forth, so let's go ahead and do that. I did learn about this plan in the summer, and I am backing this because it is a big financial savings to the entire county, not just the city. The city is, we don't make a payment on these bonds, do we?
We make payment to KWA. We don't maintain the record for the bond. We pay it to the authority.
And then my understanding is that we got money back from them?
No.
We don't, we pay it.
We get credit.
We get
We
credit.
get credit, okay. So, but the savings is significant, and I'm not in favor of going with Blue Book. We're paying we're at the farthest end of the pipeline, so we pay the highest prices. And so I'm not in favor of Blue at all. I felt it was not economically feasible to go. But, when I met with them, it was bigger savings back in the summer. Interest rates have gone up, right? So it's important to get this, what's your point?
To you, just to clarify my statement and the, not being in favor of Blue, I wasn't in favor of, let me be more specific, with the emergency manager coming in here and helping us up.
I agree with that 100%. That's exactly where my point came from. It got us into all the water crisis issue and stuff. But, so I am in favor of this just because of its cost savings itself. But I do think that the rest of the, members of the council should be here to discuss this. I didn't know they weren't gonna be here, or else I might have suggested that you not come tonight. I've got 1 minute left. Is there, on my time, is there anything that you would like to bring forward in that 1 minute that you think that we should know about now? Okay. All right, thank you very much. So that is my time. Thank you. This is the vote to send, to 40002 to Special Affairs.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Bird?
No.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no. That motion fails.
Go back to the original motion. She don't know how to.
All right, go ahead and, we're still in the first round of discussion.
I'll make a motion to move this to the
Miss-
next line.
We were not done with the first round yet. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. We have 22. Okay, so is there any other discussion in the first round? Okay, go ahead. Second round?
yes.
Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to move resolution 240002, second supplemental paragraph water authority finance and contract back to finance.
To keep it in finance?
Keep it in finance.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor, to keep resolution 240002 in finance. One round discussion. Go ahead. Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I see my colleague, in the Sixth Ward, Councilwoman Burns, voted against it. So, I'm not sure what her question is, or she not think that special affairs.
They should have a
falls
special
for her.
meeting on
and, wherever she may be thinking to, take this back to finance so that we can get some, questions through you to, any gentleman from, the KWA, is this time sensitive?
It's time sensitive in the fact that every month we're collecting debt, or interest is building. So every month that goes by, I can't refinance that chunk of money. So each month, there's a chunk of money that is lost, I've got to pay at the current interest rate. So there is no magic requirement to get this done, but each month we go, we have less money to refi, which means I have less savings to potentially earn.
So my question to you is, how long did y'all sit on this for a minute, and give it to us at the last minute, or is we at the beginning, preliminary stages of y'all trying to negotiate this? Because what I don't want to see happen is our backs be up against the wall, and we have been in those situations. We just was in that with the ARPA funds. So I want to see our backs against the wall, and then we got
Understand.
we got a time frame, so that's all.
Yeah, so yeah, the time frame was the Garrett County board. You can't do this before 10 years is up, so they did it in August of this year, or August of 2023. And then it had to go to Genesee County, which took a couple months, and now it's the city council's turn. So we're in a progression of order, but all I'm saying is there's $1 million a month that can't be refined. Every month it goes up. So it's not under high pressure, but yeah, the sooner the better, but there is no back against the wall.
Did the county commissioners have to approve this?
Yes, they did.
They already did it?
Yes.
Okay, when did they do it?
I believe it was late October, 1st of November.
Oh my. So they did it in October. And then after that, you guys are on your way coming this way, or y'all?
Yeah, then we began the process with the city administration to get it in front of council.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
Thank you. I will not be supporting this. We have 5 people here to do business. We vote up or down. It's already been on Breathitt County. And this is where, number one, I think that my colleagues need to make sure if we all want to be respected, we need to make sure we respect each other. My colleague can left me call me a devil and a demon all night long. Hey. So I'm here to do business. The county's already approved it. I have read it. I think it's time for 5 of us to vote yes, vote no. I do know 2 of my colleagues are out with the flu, and I hope that I'm not coming down with it either. But we need to take care of the business. So I will not be supporting sending back to any committee. I'm here to do work, and I don't feel well, and I'm here. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. That was the most backward statement I've heard. If we're here to do the business, let's get it done here. Let's get it done now. Because right now, this is gonna die. And if we have been taught, we are trying to present an opportunity for the absent colleagues to chime in. At first on Monday, special affairs, our colleagues said we're going to know. Then we're giving an opportunity for our colleagues that are sick to chime in at the next finance meeting she's going to know. The way the city board votes, but the city board vote, but we have to make it make sense. You can't say that you're here to do the work, and then you say you vote no to kill the work.
Order.
What's your point?
I mean, this is y'all favorite rule, 43.21. You know it's going to die. Don't speak to people's motives.
Amen.
And you can't do that. That's y'all rule.
That is
Y'all
right. You
like
can't
to
give
speak.
people's votes. Go ahead.
Okay, so request for information.
What's your request?
So my request, and it's to you, Madam Chair. So if we don't send it to any committee or send it to council, where does it go?
I will defer that question to the Madam Clerk.
No.
And I always keep two precedents. If the two motions fail, then it would be considered that it has basically died.
Could you speak a little bit? You say dead?
Yes, and that you would have to bring it back in another form or 30 days in the same.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. So back to my point. So if we vote it down, and if we don't send it to any committee to have further discussion so our absent colleagues can chime in, this will die.
Request for information. What's your request? What if you vote yes? We have 5 people here.
He's got a point.
She just said she would vote no.
Get over it, lady.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Mitchell, he's out of order. He's out of order. And he knows that he's out of order.
What?
Damn, you
Black man.
Look how she looking. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes.
This is real apparent what's happening here. We can't double talk. Either we're going to send it to a committee for further discussion so we can make sure that we're voting in the best interest of our residents, or we can kill it and we can move on and we can accept the higher interest rate and not get this $20 million discount and make sure our colleagues chime in. This is embarrassing. You can't say you want to vote no and then say I'm speaking to people's intention. I'm speaking to what is said from our elected seats. So
request for information.
Request.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm saying I'm not going to go send it to a committee. I'm going to send it to council. That's what I'm doing. You're misquoting me. You're speaking to my motives incorrectly. I'm going to send it to council. That's why we have a committee. You know how this goes.
Thank you, Ms. Burns. So I will go ahead and stop talking. So and put and are we on the motion to send it to council at this time?
No, the finance, to keep it in finance.
Okay, well, very well. I guess we will discuss it in council since our colleagues want to send it. Thank you for the clarity, Ms. Burns. Yeah, that's my time. Let's move on.
All right, anyone else on this motion to keep it in finance?
Man,
Hearing none, this is the vote to keep resolution 40002 in finance.
Yeah. That one. Yeah. Big time.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Shad?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
The vote is 0 yes, 5 no.
Vote is 0 yes, 5 no.
No.
Now we're back to the discussion on second round discussion to send it to council. Is there any other discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
Thank you. If my colleague misquoted me incorrectly to make that invalid point, I'm sending this, number one, we know that paying that debt is ridiculous. So it's been at the county. It's not as though we didn't know this was going to come up. I believe we have been in the number, vote it up, vote it down, you can't abstain, but you can. But you have to stay statewide. So we're here to do the business. And so I'm here, and while I'm here, I don't feel well. My colleague to the right, and then my guy, they both have the flu. And some of the other ones have the flu. So while we're here, I want to take care of the business. But one thing we need to make sure is we're quoting for colleagues and speaking to the motives. I was not going to keep it in committee. They're here, it's frigid weather, vote it up, vote it down. It only takes 5 to pass it. And move it on to council. So it goes from this committee, and it'll go to council. So we only have 5, so there's not any room for error if we were trying to get this passed. And my absent colleagues, I do know that they watch these meetings. So it's not as if they're unaware. They watch, everybody watches these meetings. As a matter of fact, unfortunately, for some. So they're watching, they're well aware of what's going on. So when they come, hopefully they'll feel better on Monday when we have our meeting, then they can make a decision that, an informed decision. You don't have to be here in your seat to know what's going on. And so I know that they're watching. I know for a fact they're watching, but they always do. So I don't want to delay it because we have a lot of things on the agenda and we keep delaying. Items which are on the agenda, and I don't want to delay it. So I appreciate the gentleman coming and explaining, and I I'm going to be voting yes to send it to council so that we can get some business done, not delay. Because it's Part2 often, my colleagues are very informed, and then they're going to try to call me, I'm going to get out of here with that stuff. Now, breaking one, not calling meetings to order, not showing up for meetings. I show up. I'm showing up to do the business, and I appreciate you gentlemen coming. At this time, the county has done their due process. They have passed, and now it's on to the city to do their part of the business. So, I will be voting to send this to council, and then hopefully my colleagues will be feeling much better and not sick, so we can finish the business of the city. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Just briefly, just to state, it's not going to be germane to this issue, but it was because of the illness. Having been ill over New Year's, I can understand that. Go ahead.
I thought the chair speak last.
I am so sorry. I thought that was the last one. I am so sorry. I was just thinking I wanted to address that. I was sick, and I was accused of not being here. So anyways, you're right. All right, so let's go ahead and second round. We got Ms. Burns. No, we are in the second round. Yes, Ms. Burns and Mr. Murphy have spoken. Is there any person who would like to address this in the second round?
I will agree.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, yes, I'm glad to hear that our colleagues want to send this to council. And so we won't stall the business of the city. And furthermore, I really appreciate the fact that our colleague respects people's illness, because I know when we had our last meeting, our colleague in the 8th Ward was calling colleagues lazy and saying how people were not showing up to meetings. So I'm glad that we have an understanding.
It's not being germane at all. Yeah, because our colleague in the 8th Ward is not here, and his illness of having a stroke was mentioned at that time. So tell the whole story. But please, can you call her order with Stan Germain? He's not even here.
Yeah.
Stay more germane than I was.
Okay, not a problem. So, again, speaking to the voting, I hope that our colleagues in the 5th Ward and the 8th Ward feel better, but we must understand and have the same respect and consideration when other people are sick. Let's not degrade their sickness and speak to their motive how people are trying to break form when they are sick. That's important, because whenever we hit this microphone, we need to stick to the resolutions. I'm not at home with people. If they say they're sick, they're sick. We can just wish them well. But I will not tell and talk about other people being lazy or anything of that nature. So again, I'm happy that we're going to send this to council. I would have preferred for us to stop it by special affairs so we can hash out any more questions or comments and stuff before we actually send it to council. Because at council is a place where we vote. Our council meetings don't have to last 4, 5, 25 hours. Council is when we come and we voted yea or nay, because we already did all this digging during the committee work. So anyway, so I'm excited that we are moving and it's not going to die tonight. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, go ahead, roll call vote. Send this to resolution 24002 council. Yes. Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Gleason?
Yes.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That will be sent to council. The next resolution is
All right,
24000.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I would like to send resolutions 230445, 230462.
No, we separated 2400003.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I
I didn't
did.
start.
I'm sorry. I separated it.
All right, sorry, Madam Chair.
I will entertain a motion for 2400003.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I move to send resolution 240003 to council.
Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly seconded to send 2400003 to council. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, I will. Mr. Moore, did you receive my email?
I did, but I've been in meetings all day, and I haven't been able to respond to it yet.
Okay, for those people who are not aware of my email, I asked we are adding $149,000 to the general fund for additional employees for custodians. But we have a line item for contract services or service agreements for that. Why are we not transferring the unused portion of that to this budget limit?
There are a couple of reasons. First of all, we anticipate one more invoice from the contract that we have. And we don't know what that dollar amount is yet, so we don't know how much money we have left in that particular line item. The second reason is that while there is money there, it's not going to be enough money. It's more expensive to bring it in-house, but by bringing it in-house, we have a lot more control, and we believe the quality of the service, the level of service we're receiving is much better.
I know there's been a lot of discussions about that, and so that was my big question about that. So basically, we'll just leave that money in that account,
Right.
unspent.
Right.
So the expenses will go up so you're saying that the difference is going to be about $149,000? Is that what you're?
No, the difference is actually going to, the contract had a purchase order of about $198,000 total. And we believe we're going to end up somewhere in the neighborhood of $112,000, $120,000 that will have been spent. We think the rest will be left over. The amount that is in for the budget amendments for 6 months of service provided by our staff. And so it's pricier than what having a contractor do it, but the quality of the service is much higher.
So we're going to have approximately $50,000-$60,000 left in that account.
Right.
But how much are we going to add by bringing it in-house? I agree that we need better service, but I just want to know.
Well, it's much higher. I mean, just to give you an example, this is the first place I've ever worked where on a weekly basis I'd have to call to make sure there are paper towels in the men's room. That may seem like a small thing, but I shouldn't have to do that in my position. That should just be done. With having service, just much higher quality of service.
Well, when I worked at Early, we went 8 months without housekeeping in the school of nursing, in the finance department. So I brought my own, I was cleaning my own bathrooms and taking care of my own garbage, so I get that.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm going to go ahead and vote to approve this, because I do think we do need the better service, but I really would like a better accountability as to how much money it's going to cost over.
For the full year, we're anticipating a cost of around $300,000 to bring it in-house.
For the remainder of the year?
No, about $149,000.
Okay, so this is for the remainder of the year versus.
For 6 months, it's about $149,000.
Okay, and that's not taking into consideration the $50,000 that's, all right.
Correct.
That's what my question was all along, was I just needed to know where that money was gonna go.
Yeah,
We're just gonna sit there, we're increasing the budget, but we're not gonna spend the.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Ronald, this is a question for Mr. Smith, and he's back there. That's him back there.
Where?
Mr. Smith.
Hey.
What you doing up there,
Mr. Big Ball.
That's okay.
Okay.
That quick little nod, so while you're approaching, you might have needed that power nap. Real quick, custodians are you hiring, and do you have a job description for them? And how many are in that department?
I can't give you numbers exactly, I can check with mine, I don't have it with me.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Moore, do you know how many?
Somebody go get the mayor. That was what has to leave with you.
I believe there was around 5 or 6 people quote what we're looking for.
So are 5 or 6, I know they've had like 4 part-time employee, like part-time, I think we only had 2 before. So how many have we hired?
This includes not only this building, but also the 12th Street building and all the Clear Road and
So are they at their own buildings, or are they, or do they go to different buildings? Do we have a custodian for each building? Or are they travel to each city property?
we have, for this building, we have a crew that will take care of this building.
And how many are in that crew?
I believe it's either 2 or 3, I'm not 100% sure. They will stay in this building, and then I'm not sure how they schedule exactly, but we're going to rotate them through all the different buildings so that all the custodians are familiar with how to take care of each building that we have.
Now, are these full-time employees, and are we offering them a benefits package?
Full-time employees.
Full-time, are they union?
Yes.
Let's begin to make
Yes, they are?
Yes.
Okay, and so what was the price of the contract that we used before?
For the year, it was about $198,000.
So we're going up $102,000, as you just stated, that's gonna
Yes.
cost approximately $300,000. The remainder is what you're adding, is $149,000. So we're adding $102,000. And how many people did they have cleaning, with that contract?
I think they're still hiring, so, I'm not sure the total.
I'm talking about the prior, we had the contract. Because if we're increasing our general fund budget to pay for, it's been contracted out for a long time.
I'm not sure the exact number because people seem to change on a pretty regular basis. And I've seen people that would be cleaning my office, but I wouldn't necessarily see them just clean the rest of the building or police department, other places.
Yeah, I would like to know how many people that we do have that are being employed, how many are employed, what buildings that are they, rotating. So it would seem to me that over the city property, they would have to rotate with building maintenance. And does Lee Osborne, is his salary in here? Because I think he may make more than anybody in the city of Flint. I mean, his wage is about, with all the hours he was picking up, he was making about $140,000-$150,000.
I'm not sure his total salary, I can get that information.
Yeah, I would like to have it, please. Because if his salary, it has been over $100,000. So this would be a good portion. If you're saying $300,000, that can't include Lee Osborne's in here.
That does not include his salary.
Okay. So we need to find out his salary. I will not be voting to approve this until we find out exactly how many people, what is Lee Osborne's salary, and how many people, and I would like to see a job description, and what is their starting pay for this job?
There it is.
We can get that information.
Can we get that? Do I need to send an email?
Sure.
Y'all guys share the marble bags anyway.
I'll send an email with the detail. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Go ahead, Mr. Michael.
I'm glad to see that we're bringing back jobs back in-house and union jobs. So I wish we could do the same thing without China.
Go ahead.
I appreciate this and I support don't get fired over here, this type of deal thing, but I'm supporting this. I did read the email that was sent out a while ago, last week, or whenever it was sent to us about the, contract being canceled out of the company that was claiming it. That valve back there for me ain't always been the best. And I complained to the dean about it, and I think she dealt with it, took care of it, it was a little better. Hopefully, whatever we do with this cleaning contract, we'll have somebody here that's going to actually really do their job. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion, second round? Seeing none, this is the vote to send 240003, second quarter budget amendment to council. Yeah.
Oh, you ain't up to look yet, fellas.
This is the vote to send to council.
Not the bubbles. What are y'all hearing about that?
Mr. Shedd.
Yes.
The diamonds. Same
Mr.
thing.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That resolution will be sent to council. The next resolution is 230445. Is there?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I would like to move 230445, 230462, 230463, and 230470. I would like to keep this in finance.
Could you repeat those resolutions, please?
Sure.
230445,
And
230462,
462, 230463,
463,
and 230470.
470.
Yes, keep those in finance.
Is there support?
Support.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, so just want to make sure that we stay in line with what the council said that we want to do. So we want to make sure that we handle that financing in light before we move on to other categories. So we will, I will leave this here in finance. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, I'll support moving this back to finance, and I know my colleague talked about, the council, voting on different categories, but what we have not been doing, and I understand what you're trying to do, we haven't been just voting on ARPA funds in categories. We've been kind of cherry picking and voting on what we want to happen and when it comes down to ARPA funds. So now that we starting today, I guess, moving stuff back because we want to deal with different categories. What I'm having concern with, I know I put a resolution together for $150,000 for those families with the 190 homes that got taken from however that process was done. So therefore, if we put together a resolution for $150,000 to help those families and we ain't got to that category, and we don't get to that category till whenever, because getting to other categories has not seemed like it has been the process. And I understand what you're doing, it makes sense, but we've been cherry picking how we've been approving our funds. So now we're going to go with the categories, and I'm not sure that that's going to work. But what I would like to do is let us do a 30-day or 60-day trial on the categories. Because if it ain't working and stuff ain't coming to us dealing with those categories, that's going to be even a longer process for people to be able to get some help instead of dealing with priorities. Meeting after meeting after meeting, we have heard people come here and talk about want to add $16 million with home improvements, We approved 4.5, I believe, for Metro Community Development. I think G-Car got some money, and I believe, Habitat got some money, $1.5 million. I'm receiving text messages that people from my constituents, that they have, put in applications, and they still waiting on the $15,000, and that whole process has been jacked up. So for us to be dealing with categories, and then we ain't gonna deal with the categories in which we approve, we need to figure out what's going on with the money that we did approve for the housing and people getting their house rehab, because that whole process is flawed. What? And I just think we need to address that situation, even with the money we approve. So I support this, but I ain't down with it.
What?
Any other discussion?
Madam
Go
Chair,
ahead, Ms. Burns.
I will not be supporting this. One reason, we don't have our funds anymore, it's down to the general fund. It's the general fund.
There you go.
So as it is posted on here as ARPA, it's not ARPA. So it's not even properly formatted for us to even spend it. That money was moved over to the general fund. It is on here, and I believe our other resolution, it still states ARPA. We went to this last week. So I will not, some of the things we need to get taken care of, there has been no order. We have been all over the place. And we're not gonna start order today. We're not, I'm not. And so for me, it's not properly formatted. There is no ARPA category anymore. Through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Moore. I know, Mr. Moore, you may as well stay there when we're talking about money. I appreciate you being here. I do. So what fund will these monies come out of? Because we don't have ARPA anymore. What would be the proper category that it should be in?
The fund currently in the general fund.
Okay, so should it stay on our agendas, general fund, and not ARPA? Because these are all stated ARPA funds increased, and we don't have ARPA funds anymore. I know. Go ahead.
I'm not sure how the ARPA funds have been moved, and we're planning to use the ARPA fund. Plan has always been to use these funds for this purpose, so.
But it's not under ARPA anymore, it would come out of our general fund.
That's correct.
So with that part, this needs to go back to be correct for everything that is on our agendas that are coming to us that says ARPA needs to be removed, and we need to state it properly that it's, if we're taking or removing funds, it needs to be stated from which fund that it's coming from, because ARPA doesn't exist anymore. So because it doesn't exist, it is obsolete, and those funds have been moved. We need to make sure we know which account that is coming off of, and we need to know the name. And that to me is important. So I will not be supporting this. And I am in agreement with Councilman Murphy that when we talk about when it comes to order, we have been all over the place since this started. Because I think out the gate when we started, we supported police and workers. That was out of order. It was things that we thought that the prior council should have taken care of in our first 6 months that we used for our hazard pay. So I will not be supporting this.
I know that's right.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing none, I will take my time. Dr. Lewis and I have been pushing the administration very hard to get these resolutions out. You are right, Ms. Burns, those account numbers are incorrect on the resolutions. So they should not be approved just based on that without amending. I'm going to make a substitute motion that we drop indefinitely because of account numbers 230445, 230462, 230463, 230470. Those are the same ones in this motion. So my motion is to drop indefinitely for corrections to be made in account numbers.
Yeah.
Is there support? All right, it's been moved and properly seconded to drop indefinitely. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So here's where I'm at with the, dropping it indefinitely. We just approved, if I'm not mistaken, we changed the account number for, what did we just approve? We just approved something, and we took a recess, and they changed the account number on that particular one. So, we cherry pick it again, because here you go, I want to drop resolution, because the account numbers ain't the same today, but last week, we just approved the same resolution, and we just changed the account number. Now we want to drop it. So which one is it? We can't be doing both. We got to stick to one or the other. And I don't mind moving this, that, but with some double standards that we're doing. So I'm not sure if I want to vote to drop this indefinitely, because we just approved it when we recessed to change only the account number for something. And I'm not sure what it was. I can't, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember.
It was human resources software contract for
Human resources software. Thank you very much. You know, well, I don't agree with that. And because of that, I won't be voting to drop this indefinitely. I'll move it back to finance or somewhere else, but I'm not going to be voting and doing double standard stuff.
Let's do it, brother.
Okay, we're going to do it for this, but we ain't going to do it for that. No.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
And I can agree with that. I totally know what that came on the floor for those amendments to change. It was our issue, whereas how it was formatted. It's the identical same thing. And so we should not be receiving anything that says ARPA, because ARPA doesn't exist anymore. That is now into the general fund. And it was formatted and rechanged. It was a lot of, I even think there's recess for a minute, for 15 minutes to get it. We need to make sure that the states it's coming out of general fund, it needs to come out of general fund. We don't have ARPA, and the residents need to understand. We don't have ARPA. Those ARPA guidelines have been removed because it's now general fund money. It is not there anymore. So we don't have specific categories anymore. It's general fund. So it has nothing to do with ARPA at this point. 5 people voted to move this to general fund, and it's done.
See?
It's done. So anything voting out of order doesn't matter anymore. It's general fund. And so now that we are in general fund, as the resolutions come up, then we have to vote them up, vote them down, however you want to vote. And that would include an abstention. If you give your reason why you abstain, it's because you don't agree with the process. And in our book, it states that abstention is a vote. You explain, it states that you need. So anything coming up for ARPA, I think we need to be careful. To you, Madam Chair, to the clerk, Davina, if you're getting these, before they're coming out, we need to start making sure that, because that's going to have an incorrect account number if it's stating ARPA funds, because that's obsolete now. So I don't know if we have anything else that's coming.
Obsolete.
I'm sorry, I think most of these were, before that time, they've been on the agenda for a while.
Yeah, they've been on here, yeah, for a while. So if there is no sequential order anymore, it doesn't matter. They bring them up, we bring them up, put them down. We don't have to vote in order in the first place. So there is no more ARPA. As these are coming up, then the administration should reformat these with the proper accounts. And then we will go over the bid, which was the Ernst & Young, the ARPA fund allocation for the Flint reinvestment market for $300,000. Small business grant for $500,000, and so all of these ARPA for increased food, Flint fresh mobile. There is no ARPA, so we gotta change it. So I will be supporting for this. I think Councilman Murphy stated to send it back to committee, which will give this administration an opportunity to correct this. Mr. Moore shaking his head, so we're on the same.
That works.
Okay, that'll work? Okay, so then we're good. So then I'm gonna go into the Tax Committee. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam
Go
Chair.
ahead, Ms. Dr. Lewis.
Thank you. Order is always a time for order. Things start off in chaos, but as long as order is achieved, that's the goal. And so although this process, it started off a little disorderly, right now we're getting under control. We're getting order with this process. So I definitely will not apologize or backtrack the fact that we're trying to make sure that we make sure that every person that applied for ARPA, that they receive either funding or a response stating that they're not going to receive funds. That's order, and that's only right. And so, going forward, it is the goal of the ARPA Ad Hoc Committee to make sure that we handle every single category in its entirety. So in gap financing, either we're going to look through everyone that applied, because we had colleagues stating that we had colleagues that sued because they didn't like the recommendations from the the community committee. And so what this body decided that we were going to do, we were taking all recommendations from administration as well as the community. And then from there, we were going to look at everyone who they selected and who they did not select. And we were going to make decisions accordingly. From there, we're going to send out letters to everyone stating that you are receiving ARPA funding or you were denied. That is the goal moving forward. So no one will be in the dark about what's going on. It's always the time for order. And today, we're going to have order. So I don't know who is against that, making sure that everyone is in the know, because that was the problem in the first place. It was a little chaotic. So as we move forward, and as we complete the gap financing category, and as we complete the blight category, we're going to move on to other categories so we can make sure that we keep tabs on how much money we have per allocated category, and so we can make sure that this is done in a fair and equitable way. That's the goal. So in terms of we didn't start in order, you are absolutely correct. But when we end in order, you are absolutely correct. We will end in order. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll take my time. I'll go ahead to keep it in finance. I was just trying to get it so that it can be corrected easily and quicker, rather than stopping and changing account numbers and all this other stuff. Because there are other resolutions that will be coming forward to our next finance committee. They will be coming. Either they are brought by administration or they will be brought by our ad hoc committee, because we are tired of the delaying of bringing forth these resolutions. It's been months since the committee finished its work. It's been 9 months since these organizations have applied for funds. Let's get these monies out. Let's get it done so that we know what money we have available left so that we can move it around within our plan. We know there's more money needed in home repair. We know that. We got as much as we could in there to begin with, knowing that there would be changes. But until these are done, we can't move money. So we will be bringing forward more resolutions. And Phil, be prepared, because if you guys don't get it to me by council or by a week from today, I will be preparing them and sending them to you with account numbers on it, or asking you for account numbers. They will be on the next finance committee. Thank you. This is the vote to drop indefinitely resolutions 230445, 230462, 230463, 230470.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
No.
Did she make the motion? Yeah.
Ms. Burns?
No.
She ain't had it once.
Ms. Machado?
Yes.
The vote is 2 yes, 3 no.
The vote is 3 yes, sorry, what, repeat that again?
2 yes,
2
3
yes, 3 no. So that motion fails. This is now the vote, and this is the vote to keep in finance those same resolutions. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Machado?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 no.
They playing themselves.
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no. That motion failed.
Voted up and down. Voted up.
Is there any other motion on this?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I vote to send it to council.
She a clown.
Support.
It's been moved properly seconded to send to council. This is 2 rounds of 5 minutes. Anyone would like to speak on this motion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
This really needs to be, we have had an agreement and we have spoken with not the administration here. We know that there needs to be work done on it. And Mr. Moore did state, gave the thumbs up, and nodded his head that an agreement, these accounts, he would have them changed. So voting it to council when it should stay in committee, I'm just not understanding. I'm just not, because it's gonna end up just dying. And so they're willing to have it die, and you're trying to make a point that's fruitless. I mean, you know that the state, we don't have our meeting. And we talked about the formatting before in our last meeting on the 8th, which was an issue. And as we try to do them, we want to make sure that they are right. Having it in committee allows that time. And I'm going to tell you, I think in this one that's on here, we have had the North Flint Food Market reach out to members. And that there were questions about, they did not, well, I thought they were going to get, they wanted 1.5 million. And it was stated that they needed leverage funds, which was 300,000 and not the 1.5. So clarity was given to open up that market. I thought 1.5, and I had a whole lot of questions. How much is it going to take to get this market open? And so that was a long conversation. So with that, I mean, we're willing to let it die rather than sending it back to committee. I thought there was a consensus to let it go back to committee, but forcing my hand to do it, this ain't potent, it's the people. It needs to be a committee instead of the majority. And we're looking at, we know that all of these resolutions, which are on here, are not formatted correctly.
They can bring it back within 30 days.
So, I mean, if you vote it up, I'm not sending it to council. I'm not doing that.
Right.
It was very clear, we've had this conversation, so if it dies, then I think, it dies. But it needs to be back, and not just this one, it's several of them. And I think allowing them the time,
they can bring it back.
Administration is in agreement and nodding and saying yes, in a posted, properly open and transparent meeting. I think that there was an agreement with the majority that is able to be here. So if this is the public plan, this is, resolution, they're gonna die. Because they should stay in committee, and that is our normal process. And so I guess, I don't know how we're gonna bring it back, but I guess we'll have to see. Maybe we can bring it back and send that to home repair. So I'm not understanding. We're getting here. We have to make sure that even in the midst of not agreeing, or the personalities, that this business, and I'm looking at this, the Flint market, they were stating that they would be able to get it open, I think in April, is what he was saying. And that, I believe, Committe was going to, they had to leverage funds. And so the 1.2 million would be leveraged from other places. And that they were only requesting to give them $0 of our dollars for that food market.
Right.
We have given them anything. I mean, and when we look at markets, food markets and neighborhoods, and they're the Myers, is it there, Kroger's, you know, it's way down. We have one Kroger's in the city of Flint, and that's what Richfield Road, and that's on the east side. And so, grocery stores proper, which means within our vicinity, we just don't have. And so, this is a lot of money. I didn't even add it all up. Yeah, with my little calculator. This is over $1 million something. That will die, and I guess they have to figure it out. So, this should stay in committee to let the work be done. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, some of these resolutions, for example, let's use Ernst & Young Management for ARPA funds. We couldn't give them some additional dollars. They the overseers of the ARPA to make sure we got the I's and cross the T's. And you mean to tell me they can work with the administration to make sure that the account numbers are proper? And we done gave them all that much money to oversee. The least y'all can do is when y'all resolutions coming and get prepared to council, y'all at least have the numbers right. The resolution 230462, ARPA funds for small business grants, local initiative support corporation. When I saw this resolution on the agenda, I was reaching out to businesses in my ward, especially on North Saginaw Street, that's very distressed, and on the east side, on Lewis Street, to let them know it's a possibility that some small business grants is coming through city council, and I'm watching and following it, and when it get to the point to it's going to the different, I'm gonna make sure that I connect y'all together, because they've been waiting to try to get some money to help their businesses for a long time. So while we playing around that we only want to do categories over categories, these businesses that had to shut down, just for instance, the tire shop on Stewart and Saginaw had to shut down during COVID, so they lost money. So when they lost money, maybe they trying to get some money back so that they can try to improve their business. I know the barber shop across the street trying to do some things, and then there's some people down the street on Alma and Saginaw trying to do something. And then my ward, and then my corridor on Saginaw is really distressed when it comes down to businesses not being able to get some money. So while we going back and forth and we talking about we want to go based on categories, this makes the businesses that's trying to strive still have to suffer, because they got to go through the politics of what we dealing with, because we don't want to go and help them when it's on the resolution right now. You got the Flint Food Market on Pearson and Clio that's at the end of getting ready to open, and they may have some money. You just don't know what they done had to go through. And when I had a conversation with them about why they want this, I asked a whole bunch of questions. Well, why y'all this? Why y'all need more money when y'all got all this? When they cleared that up, I understood. Here they is getting ready to open or trying to open in April or May. Do y'all know even when we have passed these resolutions at City Council, by the time the administration get the final thing, if they go to the organization, it may be April or May by the time the organization actually
see a contract in place, because they gotta get a contract together. You gotta make sure you don't owe no taxes. You gotta make sure you dot this I. You gotta make sure you dot this T. I just have followed the process of those who have received ARPA funds, and it takes so long. So even if we vote now, they still ain't gonna see no money until probably 3 or 4 months from now. Because by the time the resolution in the city council and the clerk gives them the resolution and all of that different stuff, they still ain't gonna be able to get nothing. They still gotta get a contract together. They still gotta investigate the organization, make sure y'all all right. And it's just a whole bunch of red tape. And I'm saying, while we hold stuff up, it's holding businesses up or whatever up from being able to move forward. Now, some of these things I ain't in love with. Ernst & Young getting some additional dollars. Y'all can't even get the council right. I ain't down with that. And I know we have gave the food markets and community development block grant dollars, but we ain't gave them no kind of money when it comes down to ARPA dollars. And we done gave Greater Holy Temple some money. We done gave Bethel United. We done gave, I remember we tried to give St. Mark's some money, and I don't even think we gave them some money. So I'm just saying, we need to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we ain't just giving specific people, and then when they came down here for some more money, we gave it to them.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So, I want to clear up some misinformation. These are not dead because they need to come back, correct? The following week or whenever they bring them back with the correct account numbers, which means it's changed, which means it doesn't have to wait 30 days. The issue is whether you leave it here now or whether you send it wherever the account number on the resolution still has to change. That's not going to change. So, what you were doing was correct, Madam Chair, and just killing them all because they have to come back with the correct account number for us to even be able to do anything with them. So there's no point in trying to move it to council or leaving it in committee because all you're going to have to do is make an amendment anyway. So just have them send them back the correct way. That's it. You keep saying you want the administration to respect us, respect our stance as council, but then when it is time to actually get that respect, it's just leave it here and we'll make an amendment. We shouldn't have to amend what we already asked for. Send it down here correctly with the correct account numbers. It's not that hard. That's all that has to be done. That's all that has to be done.
Thank you, McKinney.
Are you finished? Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion for sure?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So just want to address what I'll leave it the third ward said. Yeah, I've also been told that individuals that have been awarded the ARPA funds that they have not received their funding. That is true. I've heard that. But again, when do we stand up and take charge of this process? This is the point. This is why we're saying let's categorically do it. And then so we can follow the categories. So we can make sure that we have our finger and our eyes on the money to make sure things are flowing down the pipeline correctly. Again, we must have order. And this is the whole point of us doing this. Now, like I said, we can definitely send this. I would have been fine with dying. I would have been fine with it staying in finance. Because I'm not going to vote for it. I'm not going to approve it in council. It's just full disclosure. I'm not. Because we need to make sure that we are doing things in order. And unfortunately, this is not in order. I'm not going to beat a dead horse with the same spiel. I mean, but, like I said, we do have Ernst & Young here for the management of the ARPA funds. And we have to have a discussion about their role in the process because I want Ernst & Young to send out letters to those that have not received, that are not going to receive ARPA funding. I want to see exactly what we are going to pay them these fees to do. And so, but we're not ready to visit that yet. Because you know why? We have Innovative Solutions waiting on us. We have Safe and Just waiting on us. We have the Southside Coalition waiting on us. They are waiting for answers about their applications in gap financing and blight. So I don't want to keep pushing the people that actually applied for the money back. I want to make sure that we get them and then we handle them accordingly. So we make sure that we A, that we vote it up or down, and then we make sure that they are able to get their money in a timely fashion. To my knowledge, we have this money in our account since May 2021.
Yep. What?
It is, yeah, I wasn't on council then, but now it's January 2024. Can't say we don't have it. What are we waiting on? And so that's why this council needs to work together instead of spitting venom from our seats. So we all can keep an eye and tab on what's happening. So we can make sure that this money is going forward. This is the point. So, again, I don't care what happens to these 4 resolutions. We can always bring it back, and when we bring it back, we can bring it back correct. All right, so that is it. We are spending more time on this than need be. And I'll have the floor.
Any other discussion? In the first round, yes, ma'am. Any other discussion? Seeing none, second round.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Brown.
Did you total these up?
No.
Okay, if you could calculate, see if you and our calculations are the same, then I would greatly appreciate it. Truly, I would.
I hate this computer right there. I need 10 key.
So, I just want to say this, as these do come up, and we talk about the order that ARPA has come up, and the order that they've come up, we got 2 council members who sent up their resolutions with nonprofits they are affiliated with. What is about that? Can you please call her to order, please, if she's talking, Madam Chair?
Please.
Point of order.
What?
Yes. Yeah, that is untrue. And again,
She's taking the floor. I didn't even finish.
I'm speaking. Can I get it out?
Let her finish your point, please.
And the councilman in the 6th Ward is speaking to people's motives that are untrue.
Okay, Madam Chair, can you point her, because I didn't even finish. There was a resolution that came up for Cyrus Park. It came up. That order that came up. Cyrus Park was originated in August of 2021 by Liddell Lewis.
That is a request for information. Request for information. Request for information.
Request.
My request is, could you please show us proof that Liddell Lewis sent this up?
You want me to show you again your articles of
No,
incorporation?
no.
Your first name and last name.
I want you to send proof that Liddell Lewis sent this up.
Madam Chair. So as I get back to, and as she sees it, she knows it, and she was the president and director and changed it in September. And it was brought to our attention. So we look at the order that they've been brought up, resolution, and Candace Machette saying what she's got another. Now the whole night she's been over here talking, calling me a demon and a devil and lies and talking underneath her breath. This is what she does. You know, I'm ignoring her action because it's very immature. When we look at order, we say talk about order. We should have took care of the residents first. We should have took care of the residents. And I
$788,025.
Yep. So 1,788,000. And so this is the amount that whatever happens, we're talking about order. These should have came before council members. Not saying that they're, they may have, what they're doing in their neighborhoods, but they did disclose them to council in a proper form. It was brought up and discussed on the floor, but not to where it should have been.
No.
And Councilman Lewis said it's on the ad hoc committee. We should have known that. So I want to take care of that, and I'm glad, as I was listening, Councilman Murphy was saying things are brought to fruition and clarity. I needed clarity on that North Flint food market. And that had been all over the place. It really happened. The conversation was a good conversation. And there's a lot of talk that has been out there and how much this market has cost. And would it have been more beneficial to erect a new one as opposed to remodeling an existing building. But we're not at that point anymore. We're now at the point of getting food on the shelves and opening up to have a place for residents where there's a food desert.
There you go.
And so we're not at that place anymore. Where this had been all over the place with a popcorn popper, a pineapple slicer, all kind of different things. So I would like to, as we had stated, you know, when they talk about order, that to me, we should have taken care of the residents. We seen, and it was brought to us by surprise about some of these resolutions. They just stopped. So I will not be supporting to send this to council, and because it is my decision to do what I want to do. And I'm not. You know, I don't appreciate it. We should have sent it to committee, and we were pretty much in agreement, you know, to make sure that it would go to committee. And I'm not going to have my hand forced to do something. I'm just not doing it. Especially when I'm looking at some of the people who got resolutions that they are affiliated with for 300,000, 50,000, and didn't disclose it. I'm absolutely not doing it. So that to me is a problem. And so taking care of, I would like to see that. And yes, I am probably supporting that food market at this point. So as much as people are out there, and also the small business, you are correct. Small business, mom and pop businesses, I'm suffering without business. They are still struggling. They are still struggling. Even the Don Donuts, that friends of mine, I go there to volunteer to work for free. Because employees, they can't afford to pay employees. And it's hard to get staffing. So yes, you may see me at the window or drive through helping my friends out because I support small business. I support small business, and I would like to see small business. They need it. They need help, like that tire shop. And that's not the only tire shop in our business. It's another one. I think Part2 had one. Or was it two? So when I talk about, you know, small business, we have to support. I would like to see the small business. They got to figure out how to bring it back in some creative way, but I'm not supporting the council in this form.
Any other discussion in the second round?
Yes.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, sending this to council don't actually mean that we are going to vote this up or down once it gets to council. What we can do is we can send it to council because we done already tried two things. We tried to drop them indefinitely. We tried to send them to finance. Now we're on the last one to send it to council. And if we send it to council, once it gets to council, we also can still separate these at council and send it back to the committee that we wanted on. So sending it to council don't necessarily mean that we voted yes once it gets to council. Just to be clear to my colleagues, sending this to council don't mean it's a yes to support this. But my thing is, should we hold up the resolution 230462, ARPA funds for small businesses, grants, local initiatives, support corporation? That's dear to my heart. With the Flint Reinvestment Corporation, even if it goes to council, I'm supporting it, just for the record. But if we don't have the votes, or y'all got some questions, and I know he have offered with those who had questions to reach out and ask them questions dealing with the Flint food market. I just don't want to see some of these resolutions that should be moving forward to die because they not in the category that we want. So if we don't want to support small businesses right now, when is small businesses coming up in the categories? In July, August, September, October, November? There's no time frame, and I would like for the ad hoc committee or the president and the vice president to bring us a time frame when they're projecting that we should be dealing with categories. Because if we go kick the can down the road when it comes down to
dealing with categories, ain't no telling when the category coming up to talk about small businesses. And let me also be clear when it comes down to we haven't exhausted the funds for blight or other categories, and we need to get done with that. If we're not done with that and we still got some money in that category, let's reserve that money that's left in that category and let's try to move into home improvement, because we know that we need some extra money in home improvement. $5 million ain't enough. I think we should also bring Metro Community Development, Habitat for Humanity, and GCAR, all those agencies that we have gave money to. I think we ought to bring them to council and see what in the HE is going on with why residents who put in applications or can't put in no application or trying to put in an application or call and can't get an answer. I tried to call today, Metro Community Development, and all I got was a go to voicemail or go to push this number and they ain't in and all of that. We don't want to talk to no answer shit.
I know that's right.
So I'm for sending this to city council. Once we send it to council, y'all can do like we always have been doing historically and separate these resolutions that y'all don't like and send it back to finance and be done with it. But I ain't more holding on to these people hostage because we can't get together. We ain't got together. Thank you.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So I think my colleague misunderstands. Again, all of these are incorrect because of the account numbers. So this is not about.
Point of information.
Go ahead. Yep.
Do you, to the speaker, do you know that there was an account wasn't right last week and all we did was recess and change the account?
There you go, Mr. Murphy. There you go.
I mean, I didn't mind. But yeah. Yeah, but there was no proposal to do that now this evening for these. And so because that's not what was proposed, I'm voting based off of what was proposed. And so because these account numbers are wrong, and you're gonna have to stop and pause and they're still gonna be on hold anyway, you might as well just have them, they can literally send these back down then, and we can vote them up or vote them down. But the bottom line is the numbers still have to be changed before we can even vote on the resolution. So they might as well just give us the resolutions corrected. It's really that simple for me. I hear your point about the categories, and I also hear your point about some people there. It's a bit more time sensitive and it's a bit more pressing. With your resolution that you introduced when you were talking about the homes, right? That were sold from about everyone. That's time sensitive. So that would be something that we would handle because it is time sensitive. And as far as are we kicking the can down the road, how long is that going to take? That's not solely on one or two people. That's on 9 people to sit here and stay focused. When we're talking about an agenda item, talk about that agenda item and not all this other stuff, not call names, not call people juvenile or anything like that when you're unprofessional, can't even focus on the agenda item. And so it's not like it has to take till July. We can easily get this done if we actually voted and did what we were supposed to do. That's literally where it is. Everything takes forever because of unnecessary arguments and unnecessary points being made that have nothing to do with the agenda item. So the answer to your question of, is that going to be June, July, or whatever, that's up to the council to decide. Are they going to be professional in that moment and only focus on agenda items? It doesn't have to be held up. This doesn't have to take forever. The only issue I have with this stuff now is the account numbers are wrong. The resolutions have to be changed anyway. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Wow.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing none, this is the vote to send this, these four resolutions to council. 230445, 230462, 230463, and 230470. No.
Ms. Brown?
No.
Ms. Michelle?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
Yeah.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
The vote is 2 yes, no?
The vote is 2 yes, 3 no, that motion fails.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I will read this,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, go ahead. Never mind, I will look for information.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Murphy.
I would like to move 240-000, assistance to city of Flint residents, foreclosure and possible eviction to council.
There's a motion on the floor to send 230-000 to council. Is there support? We missed some resolution.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
You missed the
You
whole rest
skipped
of the
resolutions 230-479, 230-480, and 230-477.
Let me, can I go back?
Yep.
So what's the information?
There was no second, so you can change it. Yes, go ahead.
No question. So with the ones that were just bundled, so they just died, they don't consider them separately?
At this point, you can always consider them separately. That's the motion. Was to bundle.
So we'll just let them die, that's what, okay? Sounds good.
Okay, so the next resolution would be 230-477. No, we didn't separate that. Sorry, it's not circle. So sorry. I got it written down on the bottom of the page. 230-479.
I would like to move, 230-479, a contract for the asphalt resurfacing of the city parking lot. 230-479 to council.
There's a motion on the floor to send resolution 230-479 to council.
Support.
This
It's been moved and properly seconded. Who made this?
I did.
Who supported it?
This is ARPA fund.
Dr. Lewis. Okay. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
This, resolution, is there anyone from administration that can speak on this resolution here? The, 230-479, the contract for asphalt resurfacing of city parking lots.
That's from the ARPA. That's from
I
the
think that who adopted, Opinion Mountain Park restructuring. And, maybe be aware, and I appreciate all the work that she do over in Opinion Mountain Park. But Opinion Mountain Park parking lot is jacked up to the, all of that. The sewer is not in this contract for the asphalt resurfacing of the, parking lots. And I don't want to really approve this resolution, without Ophelia Minor Park being added on it. And I know Rolling Park is wrapped and it's highly used. And I'm trying to see, is there something that the administration, you, I know you know how to make wonders because you did it before. Is there something that you guys can do to add, those in to
Point of information.
Yeah, I'd like you to read the description of this. It's, parking lot improvements for Clara Gilmore, Ophelia Bonner Park, Cook, and Durant Parks.
also they added it?
from the ARPA funds.
Thank you for that clarity. Sure. Oh, so we can do it. Is there a possibility, now that I know Ophelia Bonner Park, that we can do something for Rosewood? Can we bring back, soon,
additional funding. They don't have a parking lot at all. They got a parking lot, but it's not asphalt at all. And then I know when you go into Rollingwood Park, it's like this.
Yeah. So as far as funding, we don't set how much, we don't determine how much funding we have or our capabilities for this budget line item. We just make do with, we have a list of parks, a list of parking lots that need improvement, and we select those parking lots based on the condition, and we try to, with this list, spread them out with, in between each ward. So as far as budget, increasing the budget, that's a question for setting this budget.
That's a question for who?
Whoever is setting this budget.
Who's setting the budget?
Who is this?
Could you have whoever is setting the budget for finance? Thank you so much. And thank you guys for adding a opinion on the park, because the resolution that I did read prior to this one did not have a opinion on the park. So I see they added it on here, so I appreciate that. And,
AT, is it still
thank
green?
you for all the work that you do. Yes. Rollingwood Park is
Is
a
it
heavy
still
use
green?
park. They both are gravel driveways. And when you go in, it's like this little, from the street to the parking lot, it's kind of like a,
Can you go to
I don't call it, what kind of, it's like your car jump down a little bit. It's great if you got a low car, it's great at the bottom. I think it's so important that share the wealth when it comes down to it. But is there any way you can find some unspent funds or some park millage funds or some gap dollars and try to rank us a resolution to get that park done?
Where's this parking lot?
It's on, this is by Kersey Lake, off of Western Road. It's called, Rollingwood Park. It's right across from the lake.
I didn't have to go.
It's never been used. They got two small parking lots, but both of them are gravel.
It's
I don't think I've ever been to that.
Excuse me?
I don't think I've ever been to that parking lot, so I'm not trying to answer that question
What's it
right
doing
now.
now?
But we have people on staff that probably are aware of it, or we can go out and look at it.
Let me send you an email to remind you about this. And you guys always bring amendments to budget, amending budgets to council, so I would love to see that.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
As we keep going through all these are still out of our accounts. And that one is out of our, I'm not approving it. So, we don't, how they figured out, not my problem at this point. You know, and we're going through this, I'm going through them even further. A lot of these are ARPA, so if it is attached to ARPA, Tommy Burns will not be voting on it because it's general fund. And we've known it's been general fund for what, 3 weeks, a month now? And so if it's coming out of general fund, it needs to reflect general fund. I understand getting the parking lots done, and priority, and maybe my mind is just stuck on home repair, that people are not doing home repair. They're not doing the answer, and I have called for residents. I've called down there for them in Habitat for Humanity. You don't, you go to a voicemail, if you're lucky to get someone, they used to say January, you know, the 3rd week or by the 1st of February. It's not even looking like that. We are just not how we're prioritizing. You know, some people, and I get worried about the parking lot. Some of these people still got it raining. If it rains, it get warm enough in their home. Or if it get warms up and they got snow on their roof, which means they have water back in their home. We haven't, this ARPA money hasn't touched the residents yet. It has not touched them. And as I'm looking at some of these wish lists, what I think some of them are, a parking lot is great, but people who live in a house where it's raining, they care less about parking lots. So, I have anything with ARPA on it, these wrong account numbers, I know we have talked about it with you, and I'm not doing it in a minute, so my vote is going to be no for the night, anything attached to our vote. So, sorry, Mr. Moore, that they can figure out how to get it wrapped up, put a new account number, they know how to get it done. Have the right, at least have the right account number, which actually changes the resolution, do it right, we bring it, and everyone should know. We talked about this a month ago when it went to the general fund. So, I'm not a committed thing with ARPA on it, so, that's my time.
These budget line items were approved at council, I believe, in November. These resolutions for the parking lots, the electrical upgrades, and also the boiler installation is for the city of Flint to enter into contract with these contractors. So this budget was for neighborhood improvement was already.
So it's part of the larger 900.
So these have already been approved.
Yes.
So these are also, this is just for them to spend the money, but ARPA, the name is attached to it.
Yes.
It would be a cheeky charter.
The question about revising the resolution, we can do that.
Yeah.
And,
What else can you do?
It's like I think the administration agrees with you that we should reword it so it does have the proper language in it now. And it's not, because it's the middle of winter, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, you can't do any parking lots right now anyway. Matter of fact, we can't get them clear with the ice that's on. So with the inclement weather. So I think that these need to be redid and brought back. No one's putting a parking lot in right now, so we have some time to get all these formatted. Now that they're all on the same page, saying, hey, we need to take off ARPA because we're operating from general fund, have the correct account numbers, and then get it done. So my vote is still going to be no, and I get what you're saying. But I'm going to kick it back so we get it done right. So sorry.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to make sure that I'm hearing what I'm hearing.
Oh, Lord, that's you again.
So we already approved this when we were approving things. Okay. And so this is so we can enter a contract and lock in rate.
Correct.
Okay, because if we continue to wait, go ahead.
We procured these items back in, I believe, September. We did the RFP process, and so the contractors, they have 90 days, and that 90 days is approaching before they can change the rate. So that rate can't change.
Oh, so the rate will stand for 90 days?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm definitely in favor of either leaving this right here in the finance committee. Is that one?
What happened to the vehicles?
Yeah, so I definitely
They set that one up.
will entertain to leave this here since we already approved it and since you said it's locked in for 90 days.
Well, I'm sorry, that 90 days of March is approaching.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, I would like to make, I hope one of my colleagues make an amendment motion to send it to special affairs because I'm confident that we'll be able to pass what we need to pass very soon, and we probably can just handle all this in the special affairs meeting. So this is yeah, and that's only if the vice president. Well, Mr. Murphy, okay, very well. So I would like to make a motion to send resolution. Okay, 230479 to special affairs.
There's a motion on the floor to send 230479 to special affairs. Is there support? It's been moved and seconded. All right, we have one round for 3 minutes.
Okay, Madam.
Go ahead, Dr. Lewis.
All right, thank you. So thank the administration for being clear. The price of things are going up. The longer we wait, the more things go up. And we are looking to have the rest of these resolutions on the floor very soon, looking at them to be on the floor Monday. And so I know I don't want to kick the can down the road and then have to go through the entire RFP process again. There's no need to do that. So hopefully my colleagues will support this going to special affairs so we can handle financing right, and we can also move on this before we have to spend more money out of pocket that we don't need to spend. Because people's prices are going up.
They fight more for parking lots than houses.
Yep, so that is where I stand on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. So when it comes down to parks and recreation, especially in parks, it is really nice to go to Dewey Park, where I'm familiar with Rollwood Park, and to see the heavy traffic that those parks get in the summer. That's keeping people off the streets. We gotta come up with preventative measures to keep people off the street and keep them occupied. Yes, we need roofs on houses, and that, yes, homes are important, but it's a multitude of things in Flint that is important. And I know those who utilize the parks, they utilize them faithfully. A lot of people be like, I came from Dewey Park, I came from Jefferson Park, I came from Rollwood Park. It's near and dear to their heart, so they could be living in Grand Blanc, Swartz Creek, or Flushing, and they'll come drive all the way to the park that they grew up in, because they probably came from that neighborhood. And I'm not saying, and I don't want to use comparisons of housing rehab, we need housing rehab, and that's what I keep hearing. Well, $20 million, in my opinion, ain't going to be enough. We need about $100 million, and we need to leverage what that looks like when it comes down to investing in housing. So when we're ready to talk about that, I got some ideas that I want to bring to the table. But I don't want to hold the other projects that we got going on in the city of Flint hostage because we didn't allocate enough money for housing rehab. And then these contracts for these parks and moving these contracts, let's just go on and move this stuff forward so they can get to work and get this stuff done. I'm done.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I will take my time. One of the concerns is the account number, but this was approved before the movement of the monies to general fund. So with the resolution that was approved on November 17th for $1.3 million. Is this account number still valid? So it was already allocated.
It's been a while since I've looked at it. I'm not sure that it is.
Right.
I think I need some time to look at it and determine if that's correct or not.
Okay, because I know that money was not included in the resolution to move the money to general fund.
Okay.
That was already taken out.
It's already been approved and authorized. Then we don't have, then the account numbers are still good.
So the account number is good. So there's nothing wrong with this. We just need to approve these resolutions for the city parks because we approved them and the money was not moved to general fund.
He don't know shit.
Tell the truth, you don't know.
I don't know, I'm not familiar enough with this particular resolution. I just got the resolution on the independence just before the meeting, so I haven't had a chance to review everything related to it.
Okay, yeah, because, I mean, the money was allocated already out of the budget, so it was considered expended.
If it's allocated, then, okay.
So we're good with the account number, there's nothing wrong with it, the money's been approved, we're just entering into the contract. Got it. Thank you very much. And that is also for the other correct? So that's for Roberts and the electrical. Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it. All right. Now this is the vote to send to special affairs. Roll call. Madam Clerk.
This some of the dumbest shit. This dumb.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Well, there's 2 yes, 3 no.
Vote is 2 yes, 3 no, that motion fails. Now we're going back to the original motion of sending it to council. We had one round of discussion with Mr. Murphy, Ms. Burns, and Dr. Lewis talking. Any other discussion? In the first round. Hearing none, second round.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Moore, so I would like to give, so you just received this resolution today.
I reviewed it earlier, but it wasn't reduced, never went to the council. I did review it tonight because I didn't have enough time. You know, I got the agenda packet just before 5 o'clock. I haven't had a chance to review everything.
Yeah, and I think it,
Point of information. It's notated that he signed it on December 20th. Electronically.
and then he's staying too also. He's just not going over the details.
I could sign it. These two
So basically it's just a.
You sound like that dude on Minister Society.
They got
A beer at 1:15.
So these resolutions come up here, we getting ifs, and I need to take a look at it. And I get it, and if it dies, this is not on me. You know, this is, I get what you're saying, but the other part is, you're still coming up, needing
lawless
and
administration.
still being questioned. So, to whatever each person's degree of what they want, that is their own personal decision for each council person. So, I give you, they want to move it, it was already, to be expended. It's already been deducted from that account, which was the ARPA account. Am I correct? But it hasn't been.
That's what we've been talking about here, but I'm saying it's already been allocated, then the account numbers are correct.
You said yes, it's been allocated?
But I haven't had a chance to review that to make sure that's the case, so.
Why would you sign something and not me?
That number that's, Ernst & Young and I work together, and my numbers that I provide to you guys in the spreadsheet, every time we update it, that was removed from the number. So it was, the amount of money that was transferred was less this money.
So our CFO should have this.
I do have, it's just that, I got this just minutes before the
Oh, I get it,
meeting.
yeah, and I'm not trying to make you nervous at all, so until it comes here correct, my vote is still gonna be no. And it's nothing against you.
Okay, any other discussion in the second round?
Look at them, they have to grasp straws.
I'm gonna take some time on this. Again,
Take your time.
The money has been allocated. This is just entering into the contract. And, I think, Mr. Moore, that, your lack of refreshing your memory of something that you already signed is gonna cause this resolution to fail.
No, she put it on.
Thank you. This is the vote. Yes, what is
Are you speaking to the motives? That's not what's stopping it.
I'm here.
That's speaking to motives. Your Robert's Rule 43.21. Now that's taking a jab. No, that's not.
This is the vote to send resolution 230479 council.
Judy and Trey. We got, she hate that. I know she hate that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Williams? One no?
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no. We're taking a 5-minute recess without objection.
Wait, trying to make him get away with the money. Pickpocketing the money. Bring the mayor back. Gotta get to the bottom of this. Born in the USA.
They still beefing over
Kick the
there.
ball, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown.
Them two still
Kick the
beefing.
ball.
You gotta see
They still Oh my God.
Oh, now, when they go to a round Robinson, what they got?
I pray for you, brother.
I'm good, man.
Yeah. I know you would. I gotta go, bro. I'm gonna go to the front. When Kim don't show up. When Kim don't show up. He was here. Yeah, I know. Last time, he usually here when Kim.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna call you Lucy because you're taking that football and then kicking it and ain't no ball there tonight.
They taking shots and everything.
They let no ignorant. Let me grab my laptop so I can show you what this bastard sent me.
Kick the ball, Charlie Brown.
What time tomorrow?
He messing with you, man. You gotta talk to them. Yeah, that's like Will Smith did. Hey, John had show. That's why I'm going.
The last council meeting, you're knocking on your door.
You know, like, you scream fire.
Oh, yeah.
Then, no.
Wow!
I want to press charges against the man that ain't put my ass.
Big black guy.
He made himself a whole character. He was a clown.
Who did that?
Doug.
Doug sent that to you?
He sent this to me.
Oh, put it up on the camera. Look, y'all. Hold on.
Hold on, let's see.
Look what Doug then sent Todd here.
He finna leave now.
Oh,
Look, you want to do something?
That's what Doug
Can y'all
sent.
see it?
Let's see, I got it.
Oh, well, ain't
He
that
made
some
himself
shit?
a Western hero, a cowboy hero.
So that's what he was trying to say. He was calling you a snake bite
Yeah,
hero.
but hold on, because I'm going to talk to Black Lives Matter.
Shit, it's only, yeah, that's a bad mistake.
So we're going to get that.
Right now. Nobody go to the government department.
Out of the human vote.
About you people.
So this is what he said.
Let's get out of it, let's He's not an old man. Don't respect your elders.
She came to rescue Grandpa. She rescued Grandpa. They came to get him. We got you, Doug. We got you, Doug. We're going to take you home.
That guy threatened me. Shit.
We take you home to get you some juice and some Ensure. Candace going to get us some Ensure.
Take your dusty
Huh?
ass
He was
on,
going to, he had to go drink his Ensure.
better go and take his dusty ass
He had to go drink his Ensure. That's a shame. How they let that man act like that. That's just a shame. Hey, Ariel, come here. Ariel, we need you to tell everybody one more time how much you love 810 News Media Group.
It's not as good as Walter Cronkite. You know, he's been in the grave for years. He can turn over in his grave and see his situation is what y'all talking about right now. Because just like, anyway, just like the President of the United States, making rules as he go. The pirates already done attacked the Red Sea, bumming up the food products, and we talking about food desert and what the darkies won't eat. And he's a globalist, not a nationalist. But the stuff gonna hit the fan in 2 more days, and then Trump gonna come in and try to clean up what he started. Putting the United States inside of Israel, Israel kicking their ass right down, it's going through the tunnels, and they're using the church for a backup, and like this big black guy. He's the army man, he know everything. And everybody act like they don't know how to take care of business. They following up President, what is Joe Biden lead, is that Dr. Lewis and all that, and making plans with the devil. The devil is actually over there in the Middle East and nobody want to recognize him, you know, and making, but the United States is shooting them pirates and hitting them too, but they're not, but the other countries scared to get involved. But the eagle always gonna stand for righteousness.
Now, Ariel, what do you think about tonight's council meeting? How do you think it's going so far?
It ain't going nowhere until y'all recognize Ward 1. Like the darkies don't count. Black Lives Matters. You know, all that blue stuff on the roof, you know, and all this act of God. They're putting the 520 below zero and act like people's getting frostbitten, acting like they ain't frostbitten, waiting for the bus, and the bus setting people's up to get in the. Hey, over
That's right. Thank you, Ariel. Well, that was good. You heard it from Ariel. You know, he made a good point. You know, the black people is not getting represented. Black lives do matter.
Man, somebody smell like tuna mixed with damn Funyuns.
Well, it ain't me. It ain't me, and ain't nobody sitting over there by you but you.
It was my man.
Huh?
It was my man. Oh my God. It smelled like Funyuns and tuna.
Wow.
Damn, man.
He said Funyuns and tuna.
Yeah, they smell like Funyuns and tuna fish. Matter of fact, they smell like salmon burgers. Yeah. Damn head hurt, man.
I said Funyuns and damn tuna fish.
Yeah, they don't break.
I gave him the church fan.
Hey.
God, you said Funyuns and tuna.
Yeah, man. Damn Funyuns and tuna. You walk back here, man, I'm like, shit, damn. I didn't want to say nothing, man. I didn't want to say, hey, man, dude, can you kind of like move back to
Jigsaw spot.
She built like Mary Poppins.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, man, she look like she got a mixture of BBL. Hey, what is BBL? Ain't that
Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
That ain't what she
She look like tiny. By the body. She got a hot. It's up there, y'all.
They said, how many, what we waiting for? Is they still standing at ease?
Yeah.
The break is over.
Yeah.
They was already beaten. This is our city attorney tonight that's with us.
Hey, what's your name? Willie Wallace. Oh, I thought you were going to say Willie Wonka.
I thought you said Willie Gray. I thought it was Willie Gray.
And you're what? And you're who?
Art Woodson.
Nice meeting you, Art.
Nice meeting you too. When you get on?
I came to the city in August of last year. Yeah.
Oh, you still here? I say you still. You from Flint?
Yeah. I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. I started, went Northwest.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
a Wildcat.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, where you from? Which one?
Northern.
Northern?
Yeah, Vikings, baby.
That's okay.
You should have been the. Oh,
Mr. Attorney. Mr. Attorney, since we got one person. Hold on.
We don't even know anything about
Since
Indians.
we got one person sitting up there, and you're not really sure how many it takes to start the meeting. Can you tell them to get started?
I'm very sure.
But you said you didn't know if it was 4 or 5.
I never said that.
Well, how many people do it take start a meeting? Like, is it?
Well, it takes a quorum to start a meeting.
But what's the quorum?
Well, they have 5 people right now. There's normally 9 people on the city council.
So as long as they're here in the building,
They have to have a majority of the
but they don't necessarily have to be sitting down.
No, they don't.
Okay. So
there's no rule that I can find that says that. So
okay, so I'm just making sure because when Mays come back and he sit out here in the audience and he can vote from out here, right?
Well, first of all, I'm not gonna engage you on what the rules are.
Oh
okay?
man, come
I'm not
on,
gonna do that
man.
because I don't want you to say Attorney Wallace said.
No,
this,
I won't
said
say
that.
anything. We'll say
So
you say because we got your video.
That's not my role.
Okay.
My role is to try to interpret the rules for the city council.
Well, they need your help tonight.
They doing it sound like they're doing it.
Oh man, all right, camera off. Yeah, we gone. Yeah, and that's the last we gonna see. Yep. Willie gone. Willie's we off of Willie right now.
Got a meeting, right?
They voting everything
Willie gone.
down.
Willie gone.
Everything dying
We
tonight.
got a meeting, but we don't have a meeting.
Right.
You know.
Well, sometimes that's democracy.
I was trying to tell him to start because we didn't, he wasn't for sure how many people we needed up there. But he said he
I never said I didn't know anything like that.
No, but when Mrs. Councilwoman Burns asked, Mr. City Attorney, sir, how many people, do we need for?
Well, let me say this to you.
Yes, sir.
There is no lawyer walking the planet that knows every bit of law on the spot. It takes a minute to look things up to give you the correct answer.
But see, that's why we need one city attorney to sit through all the meetings, because they switch up here like...
Even one city attorney can't, because sometimes circumstances come up that don't come up every day. So
That's true. But if you're used to it, you see what I'm saying? Like if you're used to doing a job and then you get good. What do you say, Art?
I said, look at that shape.
But if you get used to doing it, then you'll get good at it. But they switch up so much with attorneys.
You do more than just one job.
See, you will see, I see.
Oh yeah, you're Jamaican up in this one.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said you're Jamaican up in it. You got Clyde got 6 jobs.
The city has a lot of different things going on.
Clyde is the DPW.
You got to do several different things.
Clyde, the DPW. He's the engineer. He's the city administrator.
Who is that?
Clyde Edwards.
Mr. Clyde,
Clyde back there.
Is that
the city administrator?
Sheldon texted
DB
you not to talk to us anymore. What's that? Is that Sheldon texted you not to talk to us
No.
anymore?
See, I'm a city resident too. I mean, I work for the city. I'm a city resident, so I know what's going on.
Oh, you live here in the city?
Yeah, I live in the city.
Well, that's good. We need you to be the regular city attorney here.
Oh, you good people then, man.
We don't want attorneys here.
Yeah, you good people then.
We just messing with you. We thank you for talking to us.
That's what I said. I'm good.
Yeah, I ain't seen you before. I ain't had the chance to harass you yet, so I'm gonna look out for you.
My buddy over there, he did a good job.
Ariel?
Yeah.
We like this, man. We need to, we're going to get rid of Attorney Kim for you so you can get
Kim don't like us.
Yeah, Attorney Kim won't talk to us.
Yeah, Kim won't talk to us.
He doesn't engage with the public too well.
You got to catch Kim on a certain day. You got to catch William Kim.
No, I see what it was.
It's time to go to work.
You got to work.
You guys.
Yeah.
I have to answer to city council.
Absolutely. And I respect
But
that.
I mean, as a fellow resident, I mean, we're subject to seeing each other anywhere.
What church you go to?
So I mean,
What church you go to?
What church? I go to St. John Vianney.
The people that was up in here. The people that was up in here.
St. John Vianney wasn't up in here.
Where's that?
That's over there by right off on Chevrolet Avenue.
Oh, it's a church? Oh, I forgot. It's 439 a month.
No,
this is school. The church is school. St. John Vianney is a school too.
Yeah, Donna.
It's like St. Paul. The work.
Oh, it's a white church.
What church you go to?
It's me?
Yeah.
Oh, I go to Mount Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church,
she
where the
couldn't wait to
Reverend
get
Wallace
that
Hill
out.
III is my
She was
pastor.
ready to say that. You just made her day with that.
We're located in Clio
oh, she could wait to
on
say
the
that.
side of Clio Road in Mount Morris, Michigan.
I know where that is.
6G6415 Clio Road, Mount Morris, Michigan.
Right up the street from Papa Swale.
From who?
Papa Swale.
What's Papa Swale?
Where you can go get some good pork
We
chops.
talking about what church we go to.
Hey, where you can go get
He
some
asked
good
me
pork
what church
chops.
I
They
go
got
to.
some
I was
banging
ready.
pork chops.
Oh, everybody. I was ready.
Hey, y'all, listen.
I was ready.
listen,
I was ready to tell him what church I went to. I was
Tell
ready.
y'all something, man.
Like this
I'm
man
tired
right
of
here.
hearing people say, I don't eat pork.
I
I guarantee you that if this character right here get hungry enough, he gonna eat a pork chop.
Oh, no.
Oh, Mickey ain't ate pork in 20
But you know what
years.
though?
24.
You know what?
Memorial Day.
Hard times is coming to
Yeah.
your town.
So,
and he gonna eat a pork chop.
Ain't gonna do it,
You
bro.
gonna eat a pork chop. You gonna be eating some tree bark.
I'll take my bean soup. I do bean soup.
Man, listen. If only thing left was pork chops, he gonna eat a pork chop. I'm gonna eat a pork chop. Hey man, look, 46 years old.
I'm 47.
Assistant coach for Golden State Warriors. Eating dinner last night with the team. Died of a heart attack. Damn.
That's basketball for you.
No,
They're stressing them out.
What I'm saying, 46 years old.
Discounts will stress you out.
46 years
I ain't
old.
let them stress me.
The point that I'm making, he was healthy.
We don't know what he really was. He might have been
Man,
hitting
he was healthy,
cocaine. You know how them people have money, man? They be some of the biggest drug dealers. They be the biggest crackheads.
I got in
boneheads.
just a moment.
She don't have to be up there.
She in the building.
I mean, she in the building. She in the building. She don't have to be up there. Y'all can stop.
Y'all go ahead. She in the building.
She here. She here. Go on and hit the podium. She here. Shit, sit down, grab a seat. Sit down here with us. Are you good? Yeah, you ain't got to be. You ain't got to go up there. You ain't got to go up there if you don't want to. Don't make them press you. Yeah, sit down here. Have a seat. Shit, you sit right down here. Go get you something to eat or something. Sit down here. As long as you're in the building.
Yeah, you just got to be in the building.
Yeah, go downstairs, get you some water or something like that.
Okay.
I just got some water in the back.
You ain't got to go up there.
Yeah.
When they want us to be ready.
They having a meeting over there anyway. It's 4 of them.
Yeah. Look at them, 4 of them. You got
They
Ken,
done started already.
Liddell.
And they're black, the you people.
Man, the
Oh,
youth
yeah.
killed me tonight.
The you people, which is an insult, which is a racist term.
They don't
and
care.
then Judy defended it, she uses it.
The staunch racist.
I was floored.
You forgot she said colored?
Jerry. Jerry's going to work the show today. He used that term all the time. You people, which is what it is. And so they can say they don't know. But I'm going into my seat. So I got to get somebody in the train station.
You had asked your people if you like to demo
Take your time, bro. Take your time. Walk your walk. She's up there on the diocese. I thought that was for preachers. She's on the diocese, Judy.
She on a diet.
The diocese. Oh,
Y'all sending money over to Metro Community Development, and they sending federal dollars back to the government. How you gonna money to fix people's houses? They sending money back. They just my glass is cooking. It's killing me too, man. The left side right there. That left side.
I slept on it. I got some niggas lined up.
I gotta go get this tonight, man.
I got some Gucci's and Gazelles at the crib. I just ain't worn.
Not the Gazelle.
I got mine ain't like the big ones like that. I got like the scoop, yeah, small.
Man, I lost my car. Yeah,
I gotta go grab me some bugs.
Glasses. Man, I had people for about 6 months at the most.
I have my Versace. These my Versace. I just be sleep. I've been in with the sleep in them. Here we go.
Ben got on her shirt last week.
It is 8:44.
She went to have a hair.
She got on her. She got on her rock raising cane.
She said that's my good wig on tonight.
Present to do nothing.
Mr. Murphy?
Present.
Ms. Cleveland? Present. Mr. Curtis, Ms. Burns?
Present.
Head top.
Present.
I'm gonna start calling her top. That's why you see Cam.
5 members present.
We have 5 members present. Our next separated resolution.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I would like to move 240.
I'm not staying here for all of this shit. We got 2 more phases to go.
That ain't finna make.
230.
I ain't finna.
All right.
So, Madam Chair, I would like to move 230480 to special council.
There's a motion on the floor to send 230480 to council. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
It's bollard to the city park. So I'm tired of this damn park.
Madam Chair?
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't know if they are still here, but I'm just wondering if this one is the same as the last one, because it does say our water is the same as the last one, money was already allocated for it.
Yes.
I would like to make an amendment motion.
Okay.
I would like to leave this here in finance.
Okay. There's an amended motion on the floor to keep 230480 in finance. Is there support?
Support.
I'll support that.
Thank you.
Any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Go ahead.
The reason I thought maybe we could keep it here in finance, because I know the last one died, but I want to see, Mr. Moore, if you're here, maybe you've had an opportunity to look at 230480 so that you can tell us if this allocation was before the money was moved, and if so, that will help inform our vote.
During the recess, I did have an opportunity to talk to some staff back there. It was included in the allocation.
I'm sorry, what was your response?
Yes, it's part of the allocation.
It was a part of the allocation ahead of time, correct? So this isn't something new.
Pardon?
This money was already allocated before we moved.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
If this contract already been approved, why are we moving it back to finance?
He can't talk to us no more. Sheldon said, don't talk to us.
Here we go again. Send something back to finance.
He got in trouble.
We can be moving it forward to get, and I know I want to see moving park with some ballers, because they don't do nothing but ride through the park in the summertime and mess the grass. With this rain and this dirt, even in Jefferson, they be all in the back. One day me and I think was doing some kind of, we was planting a problem.
Can't talk to us.
They all the way in the back. Drive through the park.
That's all right.
I'm surprised. Go and me and her, she was walking forward.
You see a chair in between. Hey,
So we
try to get them from,
6 different jobs.
walk by. There's just issues going on that I just want to see move forward.
Parks and recreation.
I don't understand why we just hold stuff up. That's ridiculous. I'm not going
We're gonna get this put out.
Any other discussion?
But deal ain't there, no wine and no punch.
Any other discussion?
It don't matter what he said. Hell, he gonna
Well, I'm gonna take some time. I have been begging for bollards for Longway Park for almost 2 years now.
What the fuck is bollards in the park?
Again, they ride on it, they take snowmobiles on it, big open expansion, right off the road, great bike motor school.
Get him a speed
And
hump.
so they destroyed the land.
You don't like the forest
They
park.
destroyed our rugby teams,
More important than the tarp, huh?
So they destroyed the rugby team field.
What up to the Wilson?
The one and
I see
only
they trying to get rid of
in
Valley
the county. From being in the fourth ward. The fourth ward gets
Yeah,
nothing.
they got the
Hardly
they
ever
got
get
the job
anything.
posted.
This is something from my ward.
She's the interim
This is something I've been begging for.
Already?
And I don't want to see it die. So, I don't want it done, I don't want it dead.
They gonna put Doug up here.
I'll vote to keep it in finance so it doesn't die. But I prefer it to go to council. Because I want those ballots for my residents to enjoy their work. Thank you. Any other discussion?
He be mad at us.
Seeing none, roll call vote to remain in finance.
He mad at us.
230480.
Quincy.
Man, that's
Yeah, he was talking hella shit.
oh,
Him and the damn was fist bumping.
oh yeah.
2 clowns.
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
They voted against it. Oh, shit.
He mad. Kermit, you
No.
need to be here with us to get in trouble.
Yes.
He upset.
Yes.
Yes,
We'll go back to our original motion.
Ain't shit passed.
2 rounds of discussion, there's no discussion, only one person spoken. And this is to go to council. Is there any other discussion in the first round?
You got to.
Call for the question.
They can't get
Second
it.
round?
Why they can't call for the question?
Go ahead.
I would like to see this move to council, if it don't, we just have to deal with it, but this is unfortunate that we got to suffer the consequences of being able to make some improvements.
Parks. They is up there really mad about some damn parks. And people
Don't be bad boo boo.
Hearing none, this is roll call vote to send to council.
They is mad about these damn parks.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Yes.
Burns?
No.
Yes.
Look at the damn.
Yes.
Vote is 4 yes, 1 no.
Vote is 4 yes, 1 no. That motion fails.
Madam.
Go ahead.
I would like to move 24000 to finance.
That's what we find.
I mean, back to finance. I want to remain in finance.
Motion on the floor to keep 240000 in finance. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Ms. Burns. Any discussion?
Yes.
1 round for this.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, this, resolution, I've been meeting, had a meeting with, Catholic Charities who, is willing to serve as the fiduciaries of this, $2,000 for, all homeowners who lost their house, who 190 houses, from listening to the developers who bought the properties, they, have about 90 residents who live in deplorable conditions, and in order for them to rehab the house, the residents going to have to relocate to another house that they may own or somewhere else. So what we've been doing is trying to look at partnering with United Way, DHS, to see if we can partner together to leverage funds to be able to help support. So if we give $2,000 to a resident for relocation, or I would like for this council to support this and also give input on what y'all think this money should be restricted to. Should the $2,000 go towards down payment on trying to purchase their house back or move?
Request for information. Through you, Madam Chair, to the speaker, you were saying that they were living in deplorable conditions and they had to move. Is that every house or no?
No, they have, they got 190 homes in the city of Flint. Since when they assessed the homes, it's 90 of them that some of them don't have water on. They live in there with no water on, so if they got the water on, they probably got to pass the water bill. So even if they want to move and relocate to another house, they probably got a back daily water bill that need to be paid in order for them to pay a deposit on water. They may got utility bills, they may have a room where you all. So I want us to look at what we would like.
Information.
What's your request?
Through you, Madam Chair, to the speaker, because it sounds like you're talking to them. So all 90 homes have failed inspection by the city. We're sure that these are 90 homes that they actually have to move out of. Like, we have documented proof, or are we sure they're not being put out?
Got a point there.
No resident has been put out when we had, they did not serve anybody no eviction. What they said is they own the house now, it needs to be rehabbed. It's gonna be hard for them to rehab the house with them in it. So what we're looking at is trying to partner with different agencies so that we can see, okay, if we give 2,000, maybe DHS can give first month's rent and deposit, maybe this can go toward whatever they need to the system. I'm just saying, I want to hear from council what they would like $2,000 to go towards in order to help these residents either relocate.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Through you to the speaker. Have you had any conversation with the 90 residents? Like, I hear what you're saying about what you want us to talk about, what they want the money to go through, but we won't be part of that 90 that's displaced. So do you have any idea what they would actually need the money for?
To answer your question with that, no, that's why we need to put on what would it be eligible for. Would it be eligible for U-Haul? Would it be eligible for rent, deposit? You to help them with past utility bill or water bill. I want this council to come and let us put together what we want this $2,000 to go towards. So when I go back to Catholic Charities and meet back with them, I'll be like, okay, when we decide this is what we're going to do.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So, I definitely feel like my colleague I feel like what you're doing is correct, your heart is in the right place and things. So, but with me walking in here and I walked into all of this ARPA stuff, having to hear how the residents felt like they weren't heard when listened and money wasn't set aside, I just want to know if maybe in this instance we can do something different. I know you're working with Catholic Charities. Could they maybe talk to the 90 residents who will be displaced and see what they're saying is going to be important, what they'll need, and then they bring that list back to us? And we go to their allocating, because I don't want us to just decide, oh, this goes to this, and then we somehow miss an area of need because we are not the ones in that need. So I'm just wondering if that's possible, maybe working with Catholic Charities to actually talk to those people first and get the areas of need from them. And then we allocate based on that. Just, and I know you can respond to this, my turn to talk, sorry, but it's just a thought, because I'm following your lead on this because you're spearheading it, it's just a suggestion. I am in support of this and in support of helping. I just want to make sure that in our attempting to help, we don't harm and that it's actually used for what they need it for. I'm done, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
This one is an ad hoc committee. And I'm gonna tell you why. Each home is different, and I have been out to look at a majority of those homes. And each home is different. It could be a roof, it could be, paint, for some have a chip, it's different reasons. Some are on the condemned list, and so
Point of information.
what's your point?
Through you to the speaker, are you aware that they are living in homes that they don't own no more? It has been sold and bundled to the.
I'm aware, and I have spoken to the investors and met them. So I'm well aware.
Here we is.
No, I was just trying to clarify your thing about getting a roof, so I don't know.
No, I'm not saying to get her, I'm saying that there's issues for each home. So when we talk about, and so they have some major issues, and there's some furnace issues, which is mechanical. So building and permits has asked them to, because the investors they don't have any contracts. There's no landlord-tenant agreement. So they're not technically their tenants, they don't have a landlord-tenant agreement. They have asked them to move out, and they have not moved out. And so they're trying to work out arrangements with some of them, and some of them they aren't. So it is a case by case, and some of the homes have begun, they're being stripped. They're being stripped of the furnaces, hot water heaters. They're selling these items. So with them selling the items, I mean, it is going to have more issues with the homes. So with this being said, it needs to be an ad hoc committee so that two people can talk about it, work on it. And I don't think in the legal departments that the time of work that it's going to take for them to do it, I don't think it's that worth that $150,000, and that's to help them. And then I get with, relocating some, Catholic charity. A lot of those people were told they can purchase those homes back, and they weren't able to purchase the homes back. So I would say we're looking for a solution. Let's do an ad hoc committee. And if this is something you would, if the president of the city council, I would like to work with you on an ad hoc committee so we can work towards a solution, because this is a real problem. And they sold some of these homes. I don't even know some of the owners know that they have sold them.
Well, what happened
And
to the
so we
$50,000
look
that she
at each one, because there are investors who are saying, they're asking to buy these homes from the investors who got them and bundled. So bundled homes are being asked to be purchased in a second bundle or in a new bundle. So, and they're not asking for like discount price. I think the average home would have sold like less than $6,000 when we added it up, or the entire bundle for the county. But they're asking for double the SUV and then some of these homes, and they're just not worth that. So, if it's something that we could, you would like to work on an ad hoc committee with this, I think a lot of the legal, Eastern legal, they will not have the time to do all this work. They won't. So, and it would be quicker to work on an ad hoc committee to bring to them what we have, Catholic Charities United Way, dealing with all the organizations to help and with some of the residents. I think that's my time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other person want to speak? I do. No, there's only one round. Mr. Murphy, you talked about Catholic Charities, but they're not listed in this resolution at all. It only talks
Point of
about.
information.
No, I'm asking you don't need to do a point of information.
Well, the reason why I didn't add them in yet, because we've been behind closed doors. They wanted to make sure that this
He should say behind.
So I don't want to add it into this resolution yet until we finalize, and they had to do anything more with the administration and their staff to see if they had the capacity to facilitate this kind of emergency that the city is in residency.
I just can't say we've been meeting.
So this resolution
trying to make it sound.
not only it's defective in many ways.
Yeah.
So I think that this shouldn't even be on finance. I think it just needs to come back done. Or I agree with the idea of an ad hoc committee to work on this and then bring it forward to the council so that those details are worked out and then come to the council for a vote, yes or no. Because I may support it. Right now, I can't even support keeping it in finance because it is so defective.
Request for information. Madam Chair, our funds come out of ARPA, so we have to change the account also.
There's no account number on this one.
This is like,
It says TBD.
It's up to 150,000 ARPA funding.
But the account number is to be determined. There's no account number. Which is not in itself a deal breaker. But, because you're talking about Catholic charities may be added onto it, which means that if we do that, then we have to have an amended resolution. Just bring a resolution when it's ready, and we'll vote it up or down. And, I'm fully in support of an ad hoc committee to work on this. Absolutely. But I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy, I cannot support keeping this in finance or going forward with it either, as it stands right now. Bring it back after the work has been done, and I'll be glad to support it at that time.
Point of information.
Yes.
That's why, to you, that's why we are committee now, so we can do the work, and all the input that you're giving now is doing the work to get the resolution together to bring it back correctly like you want, and not, somebody had to do something when this came up. So what I did was did something, so to not support it because it's in finance, to try to drop it all together. So therefore, I mean, you just gave your input, she just gave her input, Candace gave her input, and I wrote down what your input is, but just to drop it because you think it's jacked up, that's a disrespect for somebody trying to put something together.
Mr. Murphy, I am saying that it needs more work.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Right, and so it's coming back to finance when it's ready and the work has been done. Do the ad hoc work, do an ad hoc committee. I support that 100%. Don't, and then bring it to us with a plan. And right now, I mean, there's so many moving pieces right now that it's not ready.
I know that, that's why.
That's why. So, I'm going to I'm not against the resolution per se as Mitchell. Please.
that's what they get for that. I say you people too. That's what they get.
I know that's right.
I'm just saying that this is what's before me today, is this resolution. If it's not ready to be voted on, then it shouldn't even be in finance.
Point of information.
What's your point?
Do you realize that the motion that I made
About to blow his style.
I know, and I said it's
I
not
kept it
ready.
in finance because I know it ain't ready.
That's right.
All right.
I understand that. And I'm saying that it has to be amended multiple times in order to bring it back, and let's not keep amending it. So anyway, that's my time. That was the last. Let's go ahead and vote to keep it in finance.
Funny. It's gonna go down.
No.
Down goes Tyson.
Yes.
Yes.
He about to blow his stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
He died.
The vote is 4 yes, 1 no, that motion fails.
Thanks to you.
I'd like to make a motion to send 2400002 special affairs.
I need a cocktail.
Motion on the floor to send 2400000 to special affairs. Is there support?
Support.
So moved properly seconded to send to special affairs, 1 round, 3 minutes.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
the reason I made a motion to send this at least to special affairs, because I know it'll be sent back anyway, is because I do believe that our colleague has a point. Committee is for us to work some things out, and to get solutions and figure out how resolutions can come before us that are in a way that serves the community. And so I understand his point of what he was saying tonight of now that we're discussing this gives an opportunity for input that he might need to help craft it in the way that it needs to be crafted. It also gives an opportunity for the residents to hear why he wanted to bring this resolution forward, and for them to hear, us actually trying to work through this, just in case they have input during special affairs and during public speaking that they want to talk about ways that we can also move this process forward for the people, the 90 people that are going to be displaced. And so I just want to make sure that we are not, even in our disagreement of how to handle this resolution, that we are keeping our ears open and listening to each other and just remaining respectful. And so I think that it is a good idea for us to work through this in committee and in public, because this is something that is affecting a lot of people, and I'm sure it's affecting their loved ones. So if we can all come to a resolution and have residents be able to hear that and then be able to give some input as well, I think this will help us try and, because at this point we're very much being reactive to what happened. And so the best we can to bandage, because that's all we can do at this point is bandage. And so it's going to take all of us to figure out how to bandage it. And so I do want to move it to special affairs. I'm sure it'll probably still get put back in finance once it's in special affairs, but I want this to have an opportunity to live and to live in a way that gives others an opportunity to comment, and we keep working through it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So when my colleague was talking, I was taking notes. When one of my colleagues said, talk to the residents to see what the needs is, which makes sense. I know there have been some residents, I believe, that already have moved out that possibly may want to get reimbursement for relocation funding that we may need to look at. My colleague in the 6th Ward talked about an ad hoc committee that I think is a brilliant idea to work on this. And then I also want to bring to my colleague's attention, when you had a resolution for some ARPA funds that you wanted to see get done, you drafted it and you brought it to council, and we, even though it might not be how we wanted it, we still allowed you to bring it and have dialogue with us if there was something we felt needed to be done. And even when I opened up with this resolution, I always said I wanted to bring it here, and I knew it wasn't ready, so I moved it back to finance because I know it ain't ready. So it ain't like I came here expecting it to be ready. And there have been a lot of resolutions that we have run here that we needed to change. So this is not unusual, maybe because it's coming from me and not somebody else. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying the way it ain't. Sometimes it ain't what you say; it's how you say what you say. That's what I want you to be aware of. And I'm just saying, it to me it kind of felt like, because maybe I put the resolution together or something, that because I don't see what's so abnormal about this resolution to try to help residents that probably in financial distress. That's probably why they lost their house. That's probably why they ain't got, and I don't know their reason. So I think it's important that we go and try to figure out what they, but all I'm trying to do is help some residents that's in a situation that, I mean, even with the 190 houses, do you realize that there have been people who lose their house and then somebody else in their family have came in and brought the house so that they can stay in their house? This is what happened. But because an investor paid $1.5 million and brought 190 houses, that cut everybody out. That cut out people who may wanted to bid on the house individually. So something else was going on behind closed doors. They let one investor come in Flint and take 190 houses. So how did that even happen? What we need to be doing is investigating how this board happened.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I will be voting keep this in committee, and it does need some work. I don't see where it's work to where we don't understand what work needs to be done. So it's not like it's a monumental task. What happened to the people was monumental, and how the notice didn't go out. So not only do we need a ad hoc committee, as I stated in our last council meeting, we also want to make sure this doesn't happen again. And so I would like to see Councilman Murphy and Councilman Pfeiffer work together, because both of them have land bank, is it land bank or county, with those issues with county, and see those two work together, and maybe we can start bridging some of these gaps in relationships. I would like to work, and our president laughs. So, and I would like to work with you, Councilman Murphy, on this, because I have seen some of these homes, and there's even one home that's around the corner, that's outside, that's around the corner from my mother, and she doesn't live in Flint. I mean, they sell these properties at $5,000. If we average it out, they're trying to sell it for $95,000. And so we need to make sure, while we have the capability to do something, so that these next homes that are going to come up 2024, because the 2023, we did receive the letter from the clerk, but she didn't get it from the capital. And so we need to do something to be proactive, to have a ad hoc committee for prevention of it, and then also for what can we do to stabilize, to help these residents who will be a part of a homeless population. And we can help and should help a homeless population. A lot of these are families that live in these homes. And so putting a child out, a family, a senior on the street, now people can't afford their medication. You know, and groceries is high. Listen, you can't afford groceries. I mean, so when we look at what is the solution to an ad hoc committee for, if Councilman Murphy would work with Councilman Pfeiffer, he seemed to be in agreement at the last meeting that he would, work on it, because he's got some ideas. Our first day in council, we had 637 homes that went back. We dealt with that within like our first month that went back. And so then also make sure that the 233 and the 190 of those homes in Flint will not be sold out to nine. So we need to work together on this. And Judy, I hope that you would find it feasible to keep it in this committee to work on, because a lot of those people are in your ward too. They're in your ward, and we need to try to keep people in the city of Flint with our declining population. We've lost over 2,000. And these are people who are in homes. Renters are a whole different population. We're only building apartments. We're not in tiny homes now. So I would hope that you would find it in your heart to work with them, and we will work on this together.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll take that. Oh, that's right.
Thank you. So, I definitely want to address how you said. So, ad hoc committees are great. Just like we were looking to have an ad hoc committee for the Fair Chance Housing Act. But unfortunately, we had colleagues say that they refused to work with other colleagues. And so that's why I laugh, because the same people that do not want to
work with you. That has nothing to do with me. I made that. I was never asked to go to their house. Not ever.
So,
they just didn't want to work with her.
Again, that's a proper point. And then, but it has everything to do with it. Because if we are going to work together as a body, let's not pick and choose. Let's work with everyone. Let's have proper decorum at all times so we can work together. I think it'll be a great idea to form ad hoc committees. But at the same time, we must make sure that the people that we're forming ad hoc committees for, that we are not personally attacking, because it puts people in a bad spot. So, I'm just being honest, because some people are human. And so, if Mr. Murphy wants to go along with the ad hoc committee, we can definitely explore that if you want to do it with Ms. Burns or with any other colleague here, because you already done the work. But it's totally up to you. But I just wanted to address that because, again, when my colleague said from her seat, the council president is laughing, I just wanted to address why the council president did laugh, because when we have tried to establish ad hoc committees in the past, we had council people, and it's on record state, that they refused to work with other colleagues.
She addressing the audience.
I mean, damn.
Thank you. I'm gonna use my time now. It's the last one to speak.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, there's only 5 of us. Mr. Murphy has a heart as big as a house, if not bigger. And he takes things very personally. He and I speak almost every day.
Oh,
Just
shit.
chat. He's not gonna call me anymore. Especially when both of us were ill. So, and this is nothing against Mr. Murphy or his plan. I will go ahead and vote to keep it in special affairs. However, I just want people to understand that I'm not against this resolution. I'm not necessarily for it. I'm not against it. I'm neutral at this point because I need to see further details. And hopefully it can be worked out before it's approved, because if it's not, there's just so many unknowns in this, and that's why I said it's not ready for prime time. And I understand why he wants it in here. We generally don't have time to discuss policy issues and things like this. We are so busy fighting among each other. Brought up during discussion earlier about all of the ordinances that are outdated and need revising. Who has time to deal with those? We're too busy fighting amongst each other. We've got to get together. We've got to work together. You know, there's a couple of ordinances that I'm looking at to redo, but there's only so much time. And in committee meetings, we're too busy fighting, can't get through agenda changes. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and vote to send it to special affairs, which can go back to finance. But I just think that I love the idea and where Mr. Murphy's heart is on this. He is a very caring man. Oh, yeah. And he and I don't agree politically on many things, but we both respect each other, and we're coming from a show. We don't have too many fights. We don't have too many. So I'm going to call for the vote. This is to send it to special affairs. Resolution 24000.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
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 Murphy?
Yes.
Yes. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That will move it sent to special affairs. We have one more resolution, from what I can see, and that's 2400007. Ms. Burns, I believe you separated that. Candace did?
I did.
I'd like to make a motion to 2400007 council.
No. They sent it to special affairs.
2400007 council.
Just keep it in the
They're
committee.
moving properly. Second, send to council in around 5
They
minutes.
sent it back.
Any discussion?
They sent
Madam
it
Chair?
to
Go ahead.
special
Is there
affairs.
someone here from the administration that can speak on these surveillance cameras?
They gone, dog.
They gone.
No, major.
Oh, is it? Oh, I see.
Who is that? Top flight security?
It's major. That's definitely.
Good evening. If you would just share some background on this, I believe this might be something that we were already in agreement with.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So can you just give us a little background about what we're extending and what this covers? Go ahead.
Excuse me. The system has been very valuable, solving multiple violent crimes. I can't give you too much other information other than that.
All right. Thank you. I'm done, Madam Chair.
That wasn't smart. She wasn't
She needed a
smart.
cough drop. Is there any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I think we really need to have Chief Green along with, Detective Sergeant Booth, who runs the intel.
Yeah, Detective Booth has a better
I know you do.
understanding on it.
Yeah, and they almost put you, but you're the deputy chief. Van Cliff. Yeah, could you do, is it Van Cliff? Ancliffe, Deputy Chief Ancliffe. Could you just state your name? I just want to put that on the record. And he does the K9. He has a K9. He is our deputy chief. So I think that I do have numerous questions, and those questions would not be answered. And I would, Chief Green needs to have Booth here, Detective Sergeant Booth here, so that these questions can be answered. Because we're looking at a contract for 5 years, I believe extending it at, which would be a little over $198,000 per year. And I believe these services started, I want to say they had, I want to say free at first, or it was some kind of, So, and I know the cameras are, people may see them, they're on the poles with the solar panels there. And I know that this company is based out of Florida, I believe. And so there are some questions that I do have that you would not practice service agreement, how many cameras, what was the prior fee, our 5-year agreement, and some other questions. Then our locations, and is this including your cameras? So I think it's best at this time, because it would be unfair to have you answer questions that you don't have an answer to. And this is actually for $990,000. So almost $1 million. And so I think that it would be fair, and I'm going to put a motion on the floor to send this back to keep it in finance. There's a motion on the floor to keep this in finance. Is there support? Is there support?
Die for lack of support.
That motion died.
Well,
I wouldn't even let it go.
I wouldn't let it go.
well, we already know what's good.
So, as you can see, and it's gonna die, because it's going to die. And you just stated you couldn't answer the questions, and they're trying to make a point. I know where the camera's at, I know how beneficial they are, but there are still questions. And this is, I don't know if this is poker or foolishness. So, not my problem, unfortunately. And Deputy Chief Ancliffe, I appreciate you coming and your honesty with saying you can't answer the questions. So how do you approve something when you can't? And it's not you. You're here in representation, and I appreciate that. And it's not fair to, if we have questions, it can't and won't be answered. So this will die.
It's a extremely legal dual. So
shit, we know that. It's a camera.
You have questions, I have some questions, but yeah, and so it is. I mean, and we see the cameras. And so, and there's a lot of this, we don't even have the people here that even you stated would have better answers, because they work with it. Detective Sergeant Booth works with this all over the city. He goes, he even installs some of the cameras. He knows where they're at, how they operate. He runs the intel room. And so we don't even have him here, and we're asking to approve a $990,000 contract with this company. I mean, is it fair to say, let's get it back in committee, get these questions answered with flock safety? And so, I appreciate cameras, understand them. I know that what they're used for, their majority to help you solve crimes. Also, the biggest thing, they're a deterrent. Because you're gonna do crimes where they're gonna be on camera. But for those who don't know where they are, and the cameras there, they're able to use them for evidence to solve crimes. But we need to have those people who have those answers, and they're just simply not here. So maybe these cameras aren't as important to some people. I don't know. But I have this is a 5-year agreement at over $20,000 a year, 5.5 year agreement. I got the 25. That seems kind of odd, but my time is going to be up.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would like to, see this move to special affairs and have the, chief or sergeant move to come in and answer the questions that my colleague, Councilwoman Tanya Barnes have. And if we're not pleased with the questions in special affairs, then we can turn around and put a motion on the floor to move it back to finance. So it's not that I'm against moving this to finance. I don't want to hold this up because we have some unanswered questions that could get answered in special affairs. And I don't want to really get into where the cameras is going to be located. I don't think we should make it.
I don't think that's relevant.
I
don't think that's relevant.
I just don't. I just don't think we should be making that public.
Correct.
Where the cameras are going to be located. But what I do agree that if my colleagues have some questions, it could go to special affairs. And if her questions or anybody else's questions is not answered, and they don't feel comfortable with the unanswered questions, then they can put a motion on the floor to move it back into finance. I want to see this moving backwards because I think cameras is important and it got something to do with public safety. And I know some of us has been advocates about public safety. And what I want to do is make sure that I equip the chief and the police department with the necessary technology that y'all need to help y'all do y'all job more efficiency and safely and be able to do all things necessary to have the technology in place so that y'all can have eyes on high crime or hotspot areas that y'all feel cameras need to go. So I won't be moving this to finance, but I will support moving this to special affairs. So I'm done.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Call for the question.
In the first round. In the first round? No, this is committee, so it's one round of 3 minutes. So I will take my time. And what I'm concerned with, one of the things I was just barring with Ms. Burns is is this something that we would, in order to get some of the questions that may be answered, should we need to go into executive session for it? And it's so, because I know we don't want to know how many cameras. I don't think that, I'm assuming that that's something that the police department doesn't want out. And so I didn't know if that would be an appropriate use of an executive session. Do you happen to know, Lily?
You can't do it.
What's your question?
With a discussion on the use of the cameras, the more details of the cameras, would that be a appropriate discussion for an executive session, or is that forbidden for executive session?
So actually, that would be closed session.
That's what I meant. Sorry, closed session.
Something that's sensitive, that will impede law enforcement, I believe would be appropriate. We go into closed session to discuss.
Okay.
But then you would have to come out and
Right.
to discuss it.
But some of the details would be in closed session. And that was my biggest concern, because I have no problem keeping it with finance for that reason, but I wanted to know if those were kinds of questions that might be answered, if we shouldn't go into that, and I wanted to have that opportunity to do that, and not just say, okay, yeah, we'll keep it in finance. So, well, the motion is still to send it to council. So, thank you very much. That was my answer. All right, so this is, oh, sorry. This was one round.
What?
2 rounds.
Oh, look at
It's getting that time. So this is now the second round discussion. Second council. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
it's not sensitive about a camera where it's at. I mean, stop. We need to stop the nonsense. I have worked in big cameras for over 25 years.
Yes, you have.
25.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
more than that, actually. And it's not that hard. The basic use for a camera, number one, is a deterrent.
Mm-hmm.
The other part would be, number one, if you're collecting data to where there's a crime, they can go back. We have the green light, the Cat Eye program, maybe they changed the name because they have them on several of the businesses. We know that some of the groups have it, the Sunoco and Ballinger has it. We know that Vibes has it. A lot of the businesses have agreed to have their cameras. So there's a live feed in case there was an incident. And so what happens is it actually makes people want to come to patronize those places because they feel safe. They feel safe to go there because they know something happens. There's that what they call the big brother. I work with cameras, commercial and residential. And so when we talk about this is the public money, it's in our money. There's nothing, anything that will impede law enforcement where these cameras are at. They wear vests with cameras. Cameras is everywhere. The vets have cameras. There's cameras all over City Hall. We have our cameras on our phone. We live in a society that is digital. It's digital. So, yes, I tell people that don't do no crime on the corner such and such. There's a camera right there. I tell them, because you need to know that Big Brother's watching. In Chicago, wherever you go, even if you're in Illinois, they get your license plate. They can actually send you a ticket. We can't hear it.
That's the premium. We don't
Go
get
to
paid
one of
premium
those
yet.
little don't pay your fee. I probably got 20 tickets where I got an easy pass because some of them you don't know you got to get off, and they send you the ticket. Matter of fact, the ticket will beat me home. So when we talk about use of camera in the digital age, we all know that cameras are everywhere. When you're in a restaurant, when you're shopping, there's cameras. There's cameras every place you go. So these basic questions are service agreements. That should be answered in the public because these cameras are placed in people's neighborhoods. How many cameras? Doesn't matter the number. They could say 100. Specific location, if they were to give a list, that really doesn't matter. It's not covert backtown. That's just idiots to say that. You cannot say wherever you go, there's a camera. You in Myers, there's a camera. If you in a credit union or a PNC bank, there's a camera. Matter of fact, the cameras are at expressways. They can follow you wherever you go. Right. So they track you. So us keeping this information, and maybe they just don't understand. I've dealt with cameras, and it's probably over 30 years now, not a quick counting, when they were first black and white. Black and white. And so when we talk about this, let this community know that, hey, we are coming to the digital age. I mean, it's not giving how many cameras. What privilege if it's 10 cameras, everybody can see them, or if it's 5,000 cameras, it won't make a difference. Given the number is not divulging sensitive information, not at all. But this 5-year agreement is what I want to get into, because is it service or is it cameras? And that is something we should say to the public, because you want to know, is this the biggest bang for the public's dollar? This is the public's money. $198,000 if it's just for service, and it doesn't include cameras, and there needs to be a breakdown so that the public can hear, and if they wanted to ask additional questions, they can. That is the purpose of this. It's not rocket science at all. The public wants to ask questions, then they should be able to ask questions. Just recently, it was a shooting on Winona Street. They had cameras there. That probably would have helped them. I think the neighbor shot the other neighbor. You know, and we need to stop that. You know, I support this, but what I'm not in support is going to any executive session to keep any more secrets. I'm not in support of that. And it's not divulging any sensitive information that we're going to say, I need a list of all 300 cameras you have in the list. That's not it. But we need to let the public know how we're spending the public's money. That should not be a secret. And matter of fact, if we didn't hear everything like tonight, it's on camera.
Say something smart.
So I'm not supporting this for no closed session, not at all. What did you say, Judy?
So they didn't say do it. I said I
You
wanted
would
to know.
consider one.
If that's what we needed, I wanted to be able to have it. That's
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Dr.
So, thank you. So, through you to the city attorney, can you, give us your legal opinion on that?
Okay, under the Open Meetings Act, a body can go into closed session, if there's a motion, and it's seconded, and 2/3 of the members vote to go into closed session. Now, there are 4, things that, a body can go into closed session over. 1 is considering the purchase or lease of real property. 2, consulting with their attorney. 3, considering an employment application. And 4, considering material exempt from disclosure under state or federal law. So, the question as to whether the matter that's being discussed is exempt or being considered under state or federal law would be, if you have a question on that, that would be something that if you want to put that in writing, I can do further research on and send that information to the council regarding that matter.
Ready for that?
All right, thank you. And then through you, Madam Chair, to our deputy chief. So I just want some clarity. So is what Ms. Bird saying correct? Is it public knowledge to expose where the cameras are?
Did she say that?
I'm sorry.
I mean, is it okay? Because I know she said that she tells people where the cameras are.
No, she
is it okay?
I don't think so.
People request information.
See the camera.
People see the camera.
Yeah.
You can't hide them.
You see the
them.
cameras on the court. Is she?
Go ahead, Chief.
And she didn't say tell
I don't think there's a need for them to know where the system's at.
Okay. All right. And can you tell us why?
You want suspects that have committed violent crime to pick a spot to not go to because there's a system there that can help identify them?
You gotta be honest.
Okay.
It's a big old solar plate.
Okay, so could you excuse me?
No, you're not chair.
Sure,
Right.
Could you repeat that, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Because it's not, it was difficult to hear.
Repeat which part?
About the suspects.
So,
Go ahead.
my answer was, do you want the suspects to know where not to go because there's a system in the area that can help identify them?
Are you both of that to team?
So, no, it's to me. It's to me. Okay. And so, because that concerns me as well. You know, if I know it's a camera on the corner of, I'll say, Winona and Myrtle, I'm not going to go down this Winona and Myrtle way, nor am I going to shoot you on the corner of Winona and Myrtle. I'm going to go down the street and do that. Because I'm now aware of that the camera is there. And also, being made aware of what the camera looks like so I can know exactly what to look for.
She knew her neighbor
It's
had a
like
ring.
meditative murder. This sounds ridiculous.
Right.
That's an improper complaint.
Yes, it is.
So my point is, as we continue to have a dialogue about cameras that assist you all in keeping this community safe, it's in our best interest not to disclose or expose what the cameras look like or where the cameras are. Because I remember us having a conversation about the license plate readers that are in the community. Those are not the same as cameras, correct?
See, we refer to it as a system, so I don't know what you would call a camera or a license plate.
Oh, no, the camera is a camera. But I remember that the police department was using the license plate readers. It was in the newspaper, so I'm not disclosing anything So are you familiar with what I'm talking about when I said license plate reader?
I'm not sure.
No, okay. Well, I guess the bottom line is, we don't want to expose our optics to the bad guys.
Request for information.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Does she realize people have rated cameras on their homes too?
Right.
Especially the neighbor with the EBT.
Okay, so don't know what that has to do with our city of Flint, our cameras.
That was an improper point.
I don't know. But is it your recommendation for us to tell people where the cameras are?
No.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to be in line with our police department because I don't want to sabotage the fact that we're talking about spending almost $1 million on cameras and then we tell the folks where the cameras are. So that sort of kind of thing like is negating the point. So thank you for that. And I'll relinquish the rest of my time. But I mean,
I don't have to shoot that.
Hey, we're not going back and forth. Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second
Call
round?
for the question.
Seeing none, this is the roll call vote to send to council.
Call for the question.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Like
Ms.
that.
Lewis?
yes.
No.
Ms. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Brown?
No.
That's four is 4 yes, 1 no, that motion failed. Is there another alternative
Yes.
motion?
I would like to move this to special affairs, a resolution.
Why is the deal
There she gone.
Drop safety, public safety, surveillance cameras to special affairs.
There's a motion on the floor to send resolution 24007007 to special affairs.
Take the listen now.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would like that if my colleague.
Hey family, y'all gotta go over to our channel. Share it to the group. We're just taking this cheap ass.
Alright, you can stay here with the stand.
I gotta go home.
Don't be lying.